That's just a little too long. Like 2 seconds too long.
Yeah.
Anyone joining us?
First
we
time that's
are,
ever happened to you.
Right? That never happens. We are doing a little pre-show, as we always do. The Something's Not segment of the show, which
I
we
highly
call
doubt
Off Track. We are
anyone's-
currently talking about Dan's almost new Starlink.
Yeah, we're
setup.
getting maybe we might have internet this week.
I'm super stoked, though, to see how that works
Well,
because I've heard so much about it, and I don't know anyone that's
It'll
ever
be-
done
I've
it.
never needed it, so
I
I've
haven't
never
either.
dug into it or looked into it really.
I've also never needed it. And it's just like we were thinking about it this weekend, and I was like, it'd be nice to just have somebody brought it up in the chat. We were talking about like I think it was Nick. Nick was like, "Oh, you guys should do like a live stream." And I'm like, "Our service is trash." And then I just started thinking about it, like the wheels started turning, and I'm like, "Let me look into that again." And it's come down in price, so I was like,
Yeah.
give it a try. And then it'll be cool because we can have the race on in the camper if we want to go. Like if you're I've been on the roof for 2 hours, I need a break. I'm gonna go sit inside and
You know what would be cool if it works out that well to actually go live next year.
we could just go live this year.
Yeah, we can just do
We
it on
gotta
a phone.
Bring
We could do a full-on Blair Witch Project with a phone and just
get the phone mics. Yeah.
Yeah.
no, not even screw that. Just go full-on selfie cam, selfie. We get a selfie stick and was
Selfie stick it. That'd be sick. I'm down for that. Also,
haven't bought it yet.
with
but
our
it's in
new
the plans.
toy Scummy, you're gonna
How
have
do
to
you
move the chat.
You have to. So they
out
have it
of
at Best
there
Buy.
before you can put
Oh, I was
you
going
go
to say,
place.
can you just go buy it?
Yeah, you
local?
just go buy the kit, which is the thing and all the cables and associated bullshit,
doing it live?
and then when you set it all up, you subscribe on like the app.
Yeah,
and
I bet
stuff.
it's an absolute game
Give it a little
changer
test
for
drive, see if it
camping.
works.
We're gonna try.
Alrighty.
It.
There's
We're
like
gonna-
Because
Four
like I
people
said,
in there.
I've always heard about it. Obviously, they
Just leave their
they
chat, that's fine.
deployed a
It's
shit
live.
ton of them.
yeah.
Is it working?
I mean, hell, the start of the Ukraine war,
Hey.
they sent satellites
Yeah.
and shit
Well,
over
it's
there
North
for
Carolina.
it's
that.
working.
Then North Carolina.
They can
Oh,
see
yeah.
their chat.
Picture in picture.
Oh, cool.
Hey,
Yeah, we have
look
picture
what
in
I
picture.
did. I did things. You can kill it now.
Yeah, North Carolina during the hurricanes, they deployed a
Yeah.
bunch of them, and they were literally
Yeah,
saving
they were
lives with
giving
those.
them.
They were
to people,
giving them
right?
It's
to
one of
people.
those things I've always heard about Starlink, and like those freaking van life people all
Yep,
use them
they
and
all
shit
have
like
'em.
that.
Yeah.
But I've never needed it, so I've never really dug into it.
Yeah, same.
I didn't
Elon
know that
owns
you
that,
could go to.
doesn't he?
Yes, it's an
Okay.
Elon thing, but
Yeah.
I've never dug into it either. And then I had this idea on like Saturday, and we started kind of
Yeah,
digging
that's
into it more and
That's.
more.
I mean, that's
one
a
of those
good
things.
investment.
So there's the big one. It big. They make a mini one too. That's more meant for like
Van life.
camping but it's $200 more, and it's not that much smaller. And the whole
No.
thing with that is
Are those like the suction cup ones?
no, it's still mounts the same or however you want to do it. Put a
Yeah.
little kickstand or whatever. But that one, the router and everything is integrated in it. The
That's
big
kinda
one
cool.
that we're gonna get, it has its own router that comes with it, but it's got a 50-foot cable. So we're just gonna like put it in one of the compartments of the camper, run the cable down to it,
Yeah,
done with it. So
that's easy.
I'm intrigued.
that.
I'm excited. I think it'll be cool to actually have working phones this year
Yeah.
and like be able to do stuff
Yeah.
with them.
Well, we
and-
had pretty good
that's-
luck until Sunday, and then it was just
oh
nothing.
no, mine's usually Thursday night it works fine. Friday half the day it works fine. Usually by Friday night
Saturday,
it's
we're
gone.
toast, yeah.
Usually by Friday night it's over.
Bro,
And then Monday morning it works great.
we have a good Bluetooth speaker, right? You're bringing your
Yeah,
nice
he's bringing
one?
his big boy.
Dude, we can hook up if we have Wi-Fi,
Yep, which we
and
should.
we can listen to the prime race on the roof rather than scanner. MRN. MRN's amazing. We love MRN, and MRN's cool, but we could listen to Junior and them.
Brother, we bring this.
Bring a TV. You can
Bring
stream
that.
It.
We could put Prime on the roof with us.
Yeah,
I
you
just
can
worry
stream it.
it's gonna like sit in the sun and
We wouldn't be
bake.
able to see it probably.
We could put an easy up on the roof.
No.
Put an umbrella over it. It'll be fine.
Beach umbrellas.
Yeah.
How? How you gonna mount? You gonna hold the beach umbrella for the whole race?
I have him Milwaukee
We could zip
drill.
tie it to like the
We're getting way too in the weeds here. Ladder
ladder.
and make the already difficult to get up and down ladder even more difficult.
Yeah, I mean it's got like
Because
a 6 foot.
I was looking at that today. They make mounts to put the Starlink thing on the ladder, and I was like, "Cool, you're gonna get to the top of the ladder, and there's gonna be a pizza box in the
That
way."
ladder's already tough to get to the first step.
Exactly.
For you
that
guys,
ladder's
I'm
already
sure.
taking a beating as well.
It's fine. I went up and down it 3 or 4 times this
because
weekend.
that's like a once a year intention ladder.
yes.
Like you go up, you clean the roof off, or you put the tarp on, and we're like, oh yeah, foot traffic all weekend. For 4
And I'm pretty
days
sure it has
straight.
like a 250 weight limit, and me and him are touching that. So
Yeah. Oh, I'm past 250.
I'm not, but I'm the one that broke something.
Ronan's
anyway.
probably pretty close because he's a fucking.
he's a beefcake.
fucking
yoked.
Yoked.
Wow.
That was adorable. We're so excited for Pocono. You get no off track this week. It's just us talking about
Yeah.
Pocono.
Yeah, I have nothing to talk about for off track, so let's just off track forward. At
Off track. Off track. Look ahead.
Let's
I
pre
got-
at track.
I got a couple quick ones, didn't I? What did I do? I had something. I've actually wrote it down in my
You
notes.
sat 5 minutes from me for 9 hours and didn't even come give me
It's
a
way
O-
longer
O-
than 9 hours,
OTP
brother. I
HJ.
promise you that.
It was over 12.
I found out he was
Yeah.
right up the
'Cause
road.
you
I'm
said
like,
you were there at like 10 a.m.
I was like, get your ass over here and help me get this camper
Got
ready.
home at 11:30.
I was like, you're right
Oh,
here. I
damn.
got to pressure wash the camper. Get your ass over here and help me.
Yeah. Oh, did a couple things. Well, as we were talking about it, my wife got a tattoo tribute of our little girl Miso, our
Yes.
puppy that passed away.
It is an unbelievable tattoo.
I honestly think it's the best tattoo I've ever seen in my life.
Yep, that woman, like Dan did a great job on his parts, but that woman does such an unreal. Her work
It's
is
insane.
unreal.
But I love that their combination of
Yes.
styles makes that whole thing pop so
Yep.
much. It's really cool. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw a picture of it.
You did see the picture.
Yeah, I don't know whose style is whose. I just saw the tattoo.
Dan did like the collar and the flowers, and then
Okay.
this woman does like super realistic.
I saw like
Like-
the devil ears or whatever was
She
going
did
on.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the puppy with the ears was her, and then the collar and the flowers and stuff was Dan Brown. It was sick because they traded off and kept going back and forth, and it was cool. But it took a long time.
Yep.
But seriously, best tattoo probably I've ever seen in my life. Other than that, went down to the Cape yesterday. Did a bike ride. Took the bikes out. Did 30 miles,
Nice.
give or take, on the bike trail down the Cape, which
Yep.
is sick. You ever ridden the bike trail on the Cape?
Never gone to the Cape.
Oh
What kind
I
of
went
bike
on
are
the-
you on?
Like a beach cruiser. I saw him in the garage.
no, those are trail bikes.
Are they? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you're right. I know
The
what you.
Trek
Yeah,
trail
the Trek.
bikes.
Yeah, never mind.
Trek
Sorry.
Marlin 6.
Yeah, that's a hardtail trail bike.
Yeah. Super
Um,
nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
still 30 miles is a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a long ride.
The
Is
most-
it pretty flat though?
Yeah, for the most
It's
part.
probably just like a rail trail.
We went down to Brewster, which means nothing to people, just shy of halfway down the Cape, and then rode to Wellfleet, which is past halfway down the Cape.
Yeah,
The
'cause-
most I've ever gone to the Cape was one of the Cape runs with the YR guys, and we went over the bridge and turned around and came back.
Yeah, you get to Bourne, and it's 45 minutes past
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah, I don't know if I've spent much time. on the
super
Cape
nice
myself.
ride. We went out, rode out to the beach, turned around, hit this coffee shop, and then headed back. But the beach that we stopped at is Coast Guard Beach, which runs to Lighthouse Beach in Chatham, where all the White Shark Sea people and
Nice.
stuff. So it was
Yeah,
really
that,
nice.
that was the Cape run where everybody got pulled over except for me
yeah.
because I was regular traffic. In
Oh
my go-
yeah, you told
in
me.
my gold wagon. Oh, they're pulling over. We're in a line of like all the yuppie racing guys. So it's like John and his Ferrari gets pulled over. There's BMWs, Porsches. Then the cop looks at me and he goes, "You're good." And I'm like,
Nice.
See you later,
Just don't
nerds.
hit any of these cars on your way out
Yeah.
there.
And yesterday did a shoot with Beast Coast.
Oh, sick.
Yep. They're doing a drop this Friday. It says thanks for staying on the back.
Yep.
It's and like proceeds are going to men's mental health awareness and suicide prevention and
Nice.
stuff like that. So
Nice.
we did a little video shoot, reel and photo shoot for the drop. So
Sick.
should see that in the next couple days.
Of your body
Sweet.
or your car?
No, us as people's.
Oh, you didn't. Oh,
so
it wasn't
he
the
was
car.
modeling.
No,
yeah.
no, yeah,
Oh, you brought back the old Abercrombie days.
yeah, modeling and acting.
Oh, I thought you meant
We
the
had
car.
lines and everything. Good lines.
Sorry.
Real good stuff.
If you say that word, that's going to be the reaction every time.
Yeah, phrasing. No, it was a really good message, and they're doing
that's
a lot
awesome.
for the donations. I'm sure they'll do really well. They're really nice shirts too, so that was fun. But yeah, other than that, it is full blown Pocono prep now.
Yeah, that's all.
Did you bring anything, by the way? to
Yeah.
put in the truck.
I brought me.
Did you actually bring any of your stuff?
He forgot.
What stuff?
He told you to bring stuff down to preload.
Oh, yeah, I didn't bring anything, dude.
Thanks for nothing.
No, I got my scooter, my beer.
Oh, you did
That's
bring the
only
scooter.
big stuff.
The
yeah.
scooter is one thing I was really worried about because
Yeah.
you're going to put the
You
clothes
said
with him.
you're going to bring the bag up.
Yeah,
to my
I mean,
house.
depending on, you're not leaving until probably what, like 11, 12?
I'm trying to leave earlier than that. Probably.
Okay.
I'm trying, I
gonna-
want to be. I
I'm
want to
shooting.
get our credentials on Thursday.
That might maybe. I'm shooting for like somewhere between 10 and 11.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe it depends on how the prep goes over the next 2 days. That target could shift, but I
Yeah,
mean,
'cause
hell,
I
you
could-
could even
I
bring it
could
over.
sh-
You could bring it over Wednesday night.
Well, it's all technically I could, but it's like my pillow and stuff
true.
like that.
Yeah, true.
Obviously,
Yeah,
that's the
that-
day of.
But if you
blast
blast
But
it
if
over,
I shoot to you for 10,
Yeah.
drop everything off with you,
and then just go
and
straight
then
to
just
Kyle's.
go down to here, and then meet up with him and Ronan.
And then we'll probably leave, and you guys are just going to catch. I told him, I'm like, you guys can leave whenever you want because you're going to catch us no
yeah,
matter
we
what.
can take our time. I mean, we weren't even. What were we, an hour and a half behind you last year?
No, you were a lot longer than
a
that.
lot longer than
We
that.
were in
Yeah,
we
they
were
there
in
for a while.
Pennsylvania when you guys left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's been my off track. It has been nothing starting on Saturday was pretty much nothing but Pocono prep. Played golf a couple times last week because we're not going to get to for another week and a half, 2 weeks. So went out a couple times last week when the weather was decent. You know, during the week, not on the weekend. During the week was when the weather's nice.
Yeah.
This pattern sucks and I'm tired of it. But yeah, Saturday it ended up not raining all day. It was just in the morning, kind of a gray, shitty day. So I broke out the pressure washer, went to town on the camper. The roof was actually last year I didn't have to. This
Is the
year,
camper now in the driveway?
no, it's still out back. And it's gonna stay there. The last 2 years we've pulled it out into the road, but they're working on the road and they always have their
Oh.
vehicles, so I'm just leaving it in the backyard. So
Were
yeah,
you able to get around it with the pressure washer?
yeah.
Oh,
I have a hose in the backyard, so I just dragged it over there. It was actually works. There's three hose hookups around my house.
Oh, that's super.
There's one in the front
nice.
yard, there's one on the side, and there's one in the back. It's
That's
actually
awesome.
awesome.
I wonder if
So-
that's because it was like at one point a farmhouse.
no, it was it was my wife's grandfather.
Yeah.
Like
I
he
got
he was a
two-
big garden guy, like so he
Yeah.
wanted the shit
I
everywhere.
got two
so-
right in front of the house and right in the back of the house.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of the width of the house. So it's
Yeah.
dead
That's
center.
how
so
my
it actually
parents
works
is.
out fine.
They're just one center in the back, one center in the
Yeah.
front.
So that took a couple hours. I didn't have to do the roof last year, but I did this year. I got up there. I was like, oh, it looks. When I'm in the bathroom, I can look out and see the camper, and I can see the roof. I'm like, oh, the roof still looks great. And then I got up there, and I'm like, no, it doesn't. So
You don't have a cover, like a tarp?
they're not recommended. A lot of
Really?
the times, but the
It holds in
manufacturer,
moisture.
the manufacturer of ours recommends not covering them because it holds, just basically creates a big bag of wet.
You got to think those
That
things are
makes sense.
completely, what is that, like composite wood or whatever they call it?
Yeah.
What is
yeah.
it?
Well,
Like
the outside's
particle board?
metal, but
Yeah.
everything else is just cheap particle board.
Yeah, particle board. So it's like layers.
Yeah.
So like moisture gets in between
That
the
makes
layers
sense,
and
yeah.
stuff.
So pressure wash the roof. The big thing there is all the gutters just get so gummed up with crap. So
Carter Ropley, that was a stretch, but Stenhouse is about to have a house in his backyard too. Yeah.
so yeah, I did that.
Burying you.
Did that on Saturday. Got everything all opened up. Been doing laundry, all the bedding and shit. When I left, to come down here, the last bit of bedding was in the dryer. So that'll be. I think Steph's gonna try to put all that crap together tonight. I ended up not working today. I go to work and they're like, "Oh, we don't have anything." So I'm like, "Good. I have more time to do stuff." So I spent all day. Generators running. Did the oil change on those. Dug around the garage. Got like all my tools ready. All my BS. All that stuff. I have a big pile in front of the Cabrio that's waiting to go in the truck. Of generators and tools and bungee cords and zip tie, everything we're gonna need. Drag the fire pit out from the side of the house. I would have put it in the truck, but we are making a Costco run tomorrow, so I wanted the truck to not be full of crap. And then it's really. I was telling Kyle when I got here, the problem
Will you get
is
a trail mix?
what kind of trail mix? Just
Dude, he
The-
just wants a bag of raisins.
Oh, Costco might be different than BJ's. I'll get it. I'm going up to BJ's anyway.
yeah.
I'm gonna get the big thing of the liquid IVs.
Yeah, we're mainly going for beer. We need stuff for the house, like toilet paper and paper towels. We'll probably stock the camper off of that giant package. And then we're going to grab, we're going to look at waters and Gatorades and shit like that.
Yeah.
But obviously, I want to see how big
Is that, you're just doing that for the bulk stuff? And
Yeah.
then what, like,
we're going to go shopping on Wednesday, probably.
Wednesday?
Well,
Fuck.
yeah. Why?
I guess I'll switch up what I'm doing.
What you doing?
I was going to go to Walmart on Wednesday.
For what?
Just like socks and
Well,
refresh on my yearly.
That's not going to take all night.
Yeah, but it's like stuff. Then I got to go home, do laundry pack.
It's fine. I can just switch the
Okay.
days. I assumed
Um,
we were going grocery shopping tomorrow. I was going to ask you.
No, we're doing Costco and we're going to do some other errands and all
Yeah,
that
because
crap.
you guys go to Can't Affords.
Well, we can go to Market Basket. I don't care.
Oh, baby girl.
Well, we go to
love
Hannaford.
Market Basket.
We go to Hannaford
my
because
place,
that's
dude.
where we can get the cheese
Yeah,
for
you have
the
special
espinaca.
cheese.
No, it's for the dip. They
Yeah, for the
only have it at
espinaca.
Hannaford, but we can probably just get that. I'll talk to Steph. We'll
Market
talk.
Basket has a cracked pepper turkey cold
Yeah.
cut.
So, yeah, today because I ended up going to work.
I don't venture out with cold cuts.
Dude, it's just turkey. You don't like cold cuts in general?
I literally domestic cooked ham is the only cold cut I'll eat.
Really?
I don't like
You-
fancy
You don't. You're not a cold cut
Blackwood
guy.
ham or
sliced
whatever.
American cheese. Yes, that's a cold cut.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
So you do go to deli for?
Oh yeah, we go
Yeah,
for all
for
the cheese I get and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
yeah, dude,
Dan's
you gotta
the
get
cheese
turkey. Dog. You a
connoisseur.
cold cut guy?
I like salami, pepperoni. Not
He likes
Attaboy.
salami
Yeah.
unsliced.
Yeah, boy.
See, like I'll eat a full Italian,
clip that.
but I'll
Probably.
never make one.
Yeah.
If I'm just gonna make myself
Yeah.
a cold cut sandwich, it's ham and cheese every time.
So-
I pretty much have cold cut pepperoni on deck at all times.
Dude, pepperoni. I used to love microwaving pepperonis for like 30 seconds and just eating crispy pepperonis.
Yeah. I do pepperoni on whatever bread I got. I butter up the bread, layer pepperoni
Are
on
you
each
cutting
side.
the pepperoni or you buying bags?
Depends. I like to buy it, but if I'm buying it, I get the turkey roni because it's better for you. Go ahead, make fun of me.
Nerd.
2 pieces of bread, butter them up, right? Put the pepperonis on them, butter side down. A little bit of cheese on top. Put both pieces in the broiler or toaster oven. Toast it so you get a little crisp on the bread. Heat up the ronis. Put a little hot salsa in the middle. Fucking boom.
I appreciate
Down the
Healthy
hatch.
Kyle because he's in our group chat the other night. We made with Ronan to plan for food. Could I maybe get some greens in here? I'm trying to be healthy. Yeah, the second you step in ground, your feet in Pocono, you're gonna. All someone's got to do is wave a burger in your face. You're gonna forget all
Oh,
about
100%
that.
gonna
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that.
You're gonna forget all
I'm
about
more,
that.
I'm
salad.
talking
Yes,
in addition
Kyle.
to.
No,
We
you're
can
gonna
put
forget all about
lettuce
those.
on the burgers.
Yeah,
We'll
exactly.
allow it.
As long as I'll throw some coleslaw in there.
Well, you're
We'll
gonna
call
be
it,
fucking-
call it even.
Chugging pickles and pickle moonshine all weekend. Those are green.
Pickle
good.
moonshine.
Yeah. Oh,
My brain just remembered about that. I can't wait to see them.
Tis the season.
Oh my god, we're gonna see them in like 3 days.
Oh, I love that.
Um,
That whole squad and
so
the
yeah.
food that they pump out. That
Oh, yeah.
pizza was unreal.
That pizza was good.
I don't know what was better, the pizza or the ribs.
Oh yeah, I forgot he came over with a bunch of ribs last year.
Oh, I forgot about the pizza.
Yeah,
Pizza.
He just came over like a pan of pizza. Hey, we got a bunch of extra pizza. You guys want some? We're just like,
I loved it.
None of us have eaten in
he
years,
startled me because I
apparently.
didn't recognize
The
it.
best part
I was
about
like-
that was he's like, we have extra pizza, but it was fresh, still bubbling out of the oven. I'm like, you got extra, or you just made that to pass out to us?
Yeah.
I love you.
They're
But
the best.
yeah, so today because I went into work and they were like, we don't have anything. I was like, sick, extra day, and I was telling Steve I had this list of like 2-second projects, but it was all little stuff like, oh, the chairs that are in the camper all the time. I took them out in the fall to go to like a cookout or something, and they've been in the garage
chair. I
ever.
should have brought one of my chair.
They've been in the garage ever since. So let's make sure those get back in the camper, and the banner and the flags. It was all this little crap
Yeah.
that was just going to add up to a whole day's worth of stuff, and I was able to bang all that out today.
Yeah.
So
Should
now,
I bring the tuggy in case it rains?
yes, it's
Yes.
going to rain Thursday night.
Yes.
We're supposed to get storms Thursday, but yeah. So it's now. I was telling Kyle, we're both the same people. When
Yeah.
it comes to a big event like this, we get very anxious and we pace around the garage or the house and think we're going to forget something.
Yep.
Now I'm actually kind of ahead of the game.
You
so
pulled
I feel
in the driveway and saw me doing it.
yeah, I was doing the same thing today. Now I'm so far ahead of the game, kind of. We still have stuff to do, but I feel like there's so much more to do, and I'm like, there's not though. Am I missing something? What am I forgetting? What like I'm freaking out a little bit. So
For anyone that's not camped inside of a racetrack, we try to get in the track and not leave.
if I can
Right,
not
which
leave,
is what
so
I
we prep
panic about. Like,
everything.
obviously, Dan brings the house.
yeah,
You do a lot of cooking and stuff like that, but you guys are like the big items where I'm just like, I just need to make sure I pack so I don't need to bother you guys for anything like
I forgot
I
my
forgot
phone cord.
deodorant. Can
Yeah.
we go to Walmart or something stupid?
Yeah.
Well, remember last year was the propane hose for the grill. We had
Yeah.
to go to Walmart because I pinched it by accident and it didn't work.
Yeah, and it worked out mint because I found the Harvick late model 164th.
Oh yeah, that's right. We ended up
It was sick.
we palled around Walmart with an Irishman all afternoon. It was fucking funny as hell.
Yeah, and I got my American flag football that we played with for the next
Yep.
3 days
Oh, you
straight.
know what I'm gonna dig out? I own Can Jam. I'm gonna find that.
Dude, bring
I
it.
feel like
I'm not
Can
good
Jam-
at it, but
Can
it'll be
Jam
fun.
could be unruly though if it gets out of shape and hits somebody's nice camper.
Yeah, but it's not like Polish horseshoes.
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
winging it to
Yeah,
do Polish
true.
horseshoes. You have to throw it hard. Can Jam, you're just trying to float it over.
I'm
So unless you have
trash.
somebody that's just
not
like
good at it all.
hammered and uncoordinated,
Yeah. It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
which is it's a possibility, but it's like you have to try
yeah,
to
true.
be
I
Yeah.
am
a nuisance with
hot
Can Jam.
garbage at Can Jam, especially if it's windy.
Yeah.
We played at Al's all the time,
I
and I
think
was
you
always
talked
garbage.
about it. Freaking ladder golf.
I have ladder golf.
I haven't played ladder golf since like my second year in Cub Scouts.
The
and
only
I
prob-
would love to
Yeah,
play ladder golf.
I think I have that in the garage. I could dig it out and find it, but
Like yard games, more yard games.
because
Because it's like
we only have cornhole,
we're fighting over cornhole. They brought the big
beer pong.
beer pong last year,
The
which I
buckets.
think we played like once or twice.
We use those buckets more to shower in the thunder
Yeah.
in the hurricane than we did anything else.
they
I
were
brought
just
the
all
American flag football. I have the the paddleboard game that you play on the beach. Like there are little paddles with just a little ball and tap it
Okay.
back and forth.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
I vaguely like. I think just
It-
ping pong without a table.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, okay.
I have those. They live in my truck, so I have a Wawa
What's the,
set. They're really fun. Those are cool.
Badminton,
Smash ball is that what it's called?
spike ball.
Spike ball.
Yeah,
Spike ball
with the
gets
little
intense.
trampoline.
spike ball gets physical.
I
That's
like
tough
spike
'cause
ball
you-
on grass.
That has to be played like on sand.
Yeah,
or
we're not
Yeah.
playing that in
like
the street.
best case scenario in the grass where it was a swamp last year. In
I
front Of
will.
us.
I'll try to dig out. I know where it is in the garage. It's by my cornhole set. I'll try to dig out the ladder golf. I'll bring that if I can get it all because it's all
well,
in
if you're
pieces.
going,
Oh.
you're going to Walmart. See what they got.
Yeah.
No, I have one
I
already. I,
also
just
gotta
have to
dig-
get it
Yeah,
out
I
of
mean,
the
if he's
garage.
got
My
something else
sisters
that he
have bought a
lights his
bunch
fire.
of games for yards.
Yeah,
yard
so
games. So
I'll
check
let you
what they
guys know.
got.
I'll dig around. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
But we're in full court press mode.
crunch time now. Like I said, we're going to Costco tomorrow night, do some other errands. Then Wednesday night is going to be the last bit of clothes laundry and packing everything, which I mean, obviously you guys
Pick
pack
up the Irishman
you guys pack bags. We just
Yeah,
have
he
to
flies in Wednesday.
Wednesday afternoon.
hell yeah. You guys obviously have to pack bags. For us, it's just throw all the clothes in a hamper, drag it out to the camper, and
Yeah.
hang it up. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I mean, I pretty much lived out of my bag, out of my truck for the weekend anyway. But I don't pack much for clothes.
Yeah, we know.
But I'm bringing the griddle this year, the big one.
It's
So
bigger than I thought. It's bigger than my Blackstone.
Nice.
I thought it was the little Blackstone like this. No, it's fucking this.
So now you're Blackstone's support.
Yes,
Yeah.
my Blackstone is full support.
His will be perfect because when we do like breakfast sandwiches, I like to toast the breads for everybody. I mean, you
Are
can't
you
do both at
doing
the same
your-
time. So we have all the breads on one and then do food on the other.
What was
whatever.
that thing you cooked?
Stir fry.
Yeah, your stir fry. Remember, like you were like foaming
Yeah.
over the edges of that
Yeah.
Blackstone. Like your big griddle will probably handle.
It'll
that
probably
better.
handle
that'll
that
be
much
mint,
better.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you do it, I don't know.
Do you want me to do that again?
Well, we got to talk. We'll
Okay,
we'll talk about
We
They
that.
don't
kind of
talk about it.
over plan for meals.
We do. We 100% every year we're like, all right, this night we're gonna do hibachi. This night we're gonna do tacos. This night we're gonna have a hired chef come in and do lobster. And then,
remember that
and
year
then every
with,
single night. And then every single night, it's what do you guys want to eat? Burgers and dogs sound good.
something quick because we want to get over there. you
And then we
know?
did the potluck with Just Bus's family, and
Yes.
then we're like, we have way too much fucking food.
Woke
that
up
was
the next
wild.
morning to 3 pounds of mac
See,
and
that's
cheese
why
in my campground.
that's why I like doing like the stir fries. Great because you just here's a bowl of your whole meal in one
Yes.
bowl and just shovel it in your face
Yeah.
and then leave.
Every year I say we just have to try to not do so much, and then we always end up doing so much. So
We're gonna do it, and it's
Yeah,
always
like
great
it's-
and it's always worth it.
Burgers and dogs, quesadilla burgers, or Big Mac burger, quesadilla.
You want me to do those
things.
again?
Oh, dude, I love
he,
those
I,
so
was, I
much.
I
told
got
you
you.
he'd be down for
I
those.
got you. I'll come
Taco
better
night,
prepared.
which is Espinaca night. That's every year.
That's every year. Saturday
And
night
then
usually.
hibachi if you want to. Did we do any other big meals?
No, I think that was it last year.
Yeah, so-
That's pretty much what we did last year. We did the stir fry
Because I think we just do burgers and dogs like 2 or 3 nights.
usually, just to be
That's
quick
like
and easy.
every lunch is burgers and dogs.
Yeah, you fire the grill up, but I'll turn around and like, where did I smell something cooking? Oh, Kyle's cooking burgers.
Which
right.
I'm always down. I love burgers
Yeah.
and dogs.
My favorite video is that video you took of me making
Yep.
burgers with cars
The
going
trucks
by.
going by in
I
the
was like, this is
background,
the
yeah.
best day ever.
So
And then there's
Anyway,
they're always
you call-
cooking something next to us.
you all can see how much we've talked off air about this because we're doing all our planning now.
yeah. So
Well, it's just tough because Steph texts us, all right, what do you guys want to eat? And it's just like burgers and dogs.
Yeah.
It's
same
like, what
thing we
else you
do
want
every
us to
night,
add to
Pinky.
this?
It's going to be the same thing. We'll do
This
taco
is-
night Saturday night
Yeah,
like
it's
usual.
camping food, dude.
It's gonna be great. I'm
Yeah.
excited. If you can't tell, and you're watching the show, and you've probably left by now,
Yeah, I'm now
I'm,
pissed
I'm psyched.
because I've been like pushing it back in my mind.
Yep.
Like, all right, yeah, dude, days. We got days, and now it's like I just want to be at Pocono.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
So
how
So
I
I
feel
got
too.
more
I got the
days.
coolers already in the truck. I got the griddle right at the edge of the garage, ready to lock and load. I got the table in there. The scooters in there, which you're gonna take.
Yeah, I told you I'd take those.
Flags. I'm already closed, packed, ready to roll.
What are you taking?
His small scooters because that'll just free up more room in his truck and I'll be able to throw them in mine.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have back of my truck's going to have the 2 generators. All
Do you
the
have a scooter for Ronan?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
the-
bootleg ones from last year.
Okay.
I have back of my truck's going to
Gonna
be
be
the 2.
drunk full of potatoes, dude.
Yeah.
He can handle that thing.
I got the 2 generators, all the gas cans, the fire pit, propane tank, the the Blackstone goes in there too. You forgot about that. I make it all fit every year, and 2 more scooters aren't going to kill it. So
yeah, in your
it's-
truck. I mean, we brought bicycles one year.
yeah,
I don't
that's
know how
the
we
thing.
did that.
We brought the smoker and bicycles one year. The year
Was that the same year?
he had the accident.
Damn.
We had our Walmart bikes in the
Yeah, but I
back.
don't-
The
we
smoker,
must not have been bringing the fire pit then. Or no, we brought
we
the
put
fire
it in your
pit.
truck. It was in your truck.
Was it in my truck?
Yep.
It was in yours the year we brought yours.
Or no,
so-
we didn't bring
Okay.
your truck that year. So yeah, we must have had the fire pit in there. Whatever. It's all Jenga.
I vaguely
so-
remember it because I think it scratched
Oh.
my bicycle or something.
Do you know why I had so much room though? That was the old camper that had the rack on the back. And remember, I put the generators and all the gas cans on the back luggage rack of the
Right.
camper.
Forgot about
So it
that.
gave me a ton more room
Man,
in the
you
bed.
just drag that
I
thing.
straight, dude. The spare tire cover was all shredded when we got home
Yeah.
because you know that one turn where you go through that small town and then you take the right and it's that big uphill.
with that little churches.
I scraped
Yeah.
the shit out of that rack both times, coming in, going. We got home and I looked at the spare tire cover. I was like,
Oh, boy.
it ain't nothing left of that.
No.
But
Cool. Well, you want to do a show?
sure.
Yeah.
You can do
So
that.
My off track.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Steve.
Oh yeah.
He's here.
Yeah, sorry, Steve. You don't matter. Remember that
Yeah.
time you said you were coming next year? Then you'll matter this
Yeah.
week.
No, just we had a company outing just because we've been killing it from the numbers at work. So we took the boss's boat out to F1 Arcade in Boston.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering. I saw you on a boat going to Boston.
Yep.
That was kind of sick.
Yeah, ironically, it was the same night you were in Boston and like 3 other people were in Boston. I ran into Blair's sister.
What was I doing in Boston?
I have no idea. You took a picture of the Converse logo in the garden.
Oh, I was when I was on the way back from Steph's thing.
Oh, and then
Yeah, no, that was when he was 5 minutes from me and didn't
Got
come
it.
give me an OTPH.
yeah, so F1 Arcade's pretty fun.
Looks
Is that,
sick.
is that the place with all the simulators and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks sick.
Yeah, so they're like motion simulators. They're pretty good.
Lindsay, that means you got plenty of time to get there.
You can make it.
You can make it, although I think camping's sold out.
I think it is.
Yeah, they announced camping sold out and the grandstands are almost sold out.
You can say that she's with us and get a wristband.
True.
That's true.
Sleep
Yeah.
in your car.
Did that. I sucked at Spa. I was pretty good at Coda. Had like a 4-second lead on everybody at Coda.
I want to go check that place out. It looks
Hell
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we should all go. It's a fun time. Like,
Yeah.
just the food's pretty good. I mean, it's like a higher class, like obviously
Well, it's
arcade,
F1.
but like
It's F1.
I mean,
It's high class.
it was the first one in the States.
I wish.
$87 for a hot dog?
Yeah, is
Oh,
it
I don't know. I
F1
didn't-
pricing?
I
Yeah.
didn't pay for shit, so I,
I
have no
wish.
idea.
I wish
F1
F1 Boston
prices.
was still a thing because that'd be fun to go to. Now all we have is there's a K1 out in New Hampshire somewhere, but F1 Boston was fun. I did that as a
Oh,
workout.
rowdy.
Dude,
I
I
did
mean-
that as a work outing one time. And my boss, there was one part of the track that went into a tunnel.
Yep.
And the guy that owned the company I work for absolutely buried me, and the cart went under the tires, and it was right in a blind spot from the cameras.
In the
I
tunnel.
sat there for like 3 laps till finally one of the workers came around the corner, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we got one. He's
That-
right here. He's right here." Because they didn't see me go by for like 3 laps.
Buddy of mine was the tech there, and we used to run like the last few people would go out for the end of the night, and he would have to do laps in each machine to make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
So that's where revenge is always served, is in that tunnel, because none of the cameras can
It's
see
a
you. The
blind
people
spot.
that work there
Yep.
can't see you. That's where you put someone in the fence, and then they're stuck there for a
That's
minute
literally what
because they
happened to
don't know there's anything wrong with you. That's where you serve revenge.
Yeah,
on
it
that
was.
track.
It's a
Yeah.
corner. It was a right-hand corner,
Oh, yeah.
and he just put me straight, and the cart went under the tires, and
Yep.
I'm like,
And then
I
you're
can't
stuck.
get out. Like
Yeah.
I'm stuck. Now I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, somebody will come get me, and everyone's zipping by me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, that's the 3rd time I've seen him go by, and I'm still fucking sitting
Yeah,
here.
well, I mean, we had a shitload of fun. We did K1 in Austin.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That
Before
was a
the
good
flight.
time.
I'd say
Yeah.
Maine indoor karting's pretty fun
Yeah.
up by Old Orchard Beach.
Oh, speaking of Maine, I did want to shout out our buddy Doug. I don't know whose bachelor party that was this weekend, but they had
Oh,
a-
Josh's? Did they do
Dude.
their 4x4 thing?
Yes. So our buddies they did a bachelor party. They went up to Maine. They all bought, they had a $500 or $600 limit. They all bought trail rigs.
Oh, like a cheap car
So-
challenge.
Yeah.
Matt Aubrey bought a old Pathfinder. Our buddy Doug,
Forerunner, I thought.
or no, it's Pathfinder. It's a Nissan.
I thought it was an old Forerunner.
Our buddy Doug had an old Jeep Cherokee. Pat had a fucking F350 that he painted like the baseball car.
Wow.
He painted it. He spray painted it white and red with an 8 on the side and the Budweiser down the bedside. And apparently there's a park like up in bumfuck Maine where you can stay and like it's just no rules, off-road trails ranging from like easy stuff to like crazy rock scrambles and all that. So that was the bachelor party. They all got cheap trail rigs and just went up and had a blast.
I was
all
trying to
weekend
sneak
long.
my way into that
awesome.
bachelor party because I know Josh. I know all of them.
I texted Doug today. I was like, "So did you guys spend the whole weekend just watching Matt fix his truck?" Because our buddy Pat, his stories all weekend. So our friend Matt is into drifting and he's a fab guy, and he's been trying to like get a YouTube channel going. So our buddy Pat, every time Matt's under his Nissan fixing, he broke like 3 tie rods. Our buddy Pat has him on his story. Hey guys, this is Matt Fab. I'm back under the Nissan again, like doing the YouTuber intro. And
Nice.
Matt, like on the 3rd one, he finally just looks up and he's like, "Fuck you, dude!" Like,
Good Lord.
it was so
Sounds like
good.
a riot,
so I
though.
wanted to shout them out because
That's
that looked
such
like
a
an
good group of people too.
that looked like an absolute riot of a time.
Yeah.
All
so-
good dudes. You know for a fact, Pat did not stay in budget. I could just tell that from the outside.
It's an F350. It was a
Yeah.
newer one.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we?
Let's party.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Luce's Fast Podcast, your podcast home for all things NASCAR and some things not. I'm your host, Kyle Belcher, and joined, as always, by Daniel Walker.
Hola, mi amigos.
Very nice. Norm Pelletier.
Viva la Mexico.
And Scumbag Steve.
I'm leaking out of both holes.
Yo soy Fiesta.
All right, scumbag. That's your last time getting to do an intro. You sicko. You sicko.
On today's episode, we will talk some NASCAR news, look back at the weekend south of the border, answer some questions, have some fun. But before we can do any of that, we got to pay some bills. Dan,
Yes.
do those things.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You didn't give me my cue, so I don't know
Sorry.
what to do. The teleprompter stopped working. We are brought to you this week and every other week by
And
the
the chat,
Revival Motoring Network and us, the Luce's Fast Podcast. Head on over to lucesfastpodcast.com. Get yourself some merch. Don't order it 4 days before you leave for the track like I did because it won't come in time.
You're not going to get it?
That's fine. I got other stuff. Yeah, you can get yourself a fanny pack, bandanas of 3 different sizes. We didn't know that. There's a small, a medium, and a large.
You want the large, and you're watching the YouTube.
That's the
It
large.
is very large.
Yep. What did I say? Fanny packs, flags, tumblers, license plates, license plate frames, bunch of shirts, tankety tops, ladies' shirts, all the
men's
fun
and
stuff.
women's shirts.
All the fun stuff. So
Get your mom one. Tell her we said hi.
be like Levi this weekend in Mexico wearing our flag like a cape. I don't know if he was actually wearing it like a cape, but he had it in the stands all weekend. So that's
Attaboy.
Corey. There's not an SAP version of this. I apologize.
That's awesome.
All the people
That was
Levi,
good.
all the people Levi got to listen to the pod in the stands are going to be like, ah, damn, I don't
Put the
understand.
large over the dinner table.
Pretty much. Oh, he was wearing it like a cape. Hell yeah, Levi, we love you.
Yeah, see if we could put that.
Donde está los biblioteca?
Keep going. Oh yeah, there you go. Look at you.
Just out of camera
Just
shot.
out of camera shot. Oh, no, there it is. I see it. Yeah, so head on over there. Buy yourself some merch. Help us out. It helps us do things like go to Pocono. Kind of. This is very distracting. No, it doesn't. That's all. Yeah. Other ways you can help us out is by leaving us reviews. We don't have any new ones on the Apple. So go leave us written reviews on the Apple, 5 stars only, but make sure you write something funny or heartfelt or tell us you hate us. It's fine. Just as long as you leave 5 stars. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
Now for my other new favorite part, we got 2 episodes to look at comments from. Spotify comments. We got 6 on the actual episode. Steven, hot take. This is a make or break for Daniel Suarez. If Daniel doesn't finish top 10 here, I think he's out of the 99 next year.
This, Steven?
No.
Oh.
That's such a specific number.
Yeah, I don't know. But I
Like
do
you
think,
need to finish top 10 in one
I
race.
do think SVG winning hurts.
Yeah.
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 Well, I'm
I
sure
don't-
we'll talk a lot more about
Yeah.
that, but I do agree that there was a lot of pressure on him this weekend. A lot of that pressure is lifted by winning that Xfinity race,
Hey,
I
can you
think.
put that thing away, dude? Thank you.
David Willett, excited for the Ram and trucks next year, but even more excited when the Honda Ridgeline and Hyundai Santa Fe are out here dominating in the year 2030.
I was
Santa Cruz.
mistaken. Santa Cruz.
Yeah, Santa
is
Cruz is the
their,
truck.
Their truggy thing.
We have another
Boo.
Stevie. If for some reason you guys are reading this and haven't gone and subscribed to the YouTube channel, do it, you schmucks. While you're there, listen to the listen while you're there, listen to the pre interview. The boys are killing it this season and deserve the love. Love
Yeah.
you.
If you haven't listened to it, go back and listen or watch the pre interview.
We'll get there. There's probably comments on that. I actually forgot to look at those, so that's gonna be a surprise.
Cool.
Nads Chris, bring those asses to Michigan and camp. The atmosphere is amazing. There's no better place to tailgate. I'd bet my nuts on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
I
it
mean,
wasn't like 2 weeks away from Pocono, it'd be
Yep.
it'd
It's
be reasonable,
also-
but it's like a 20-hour drive.
Yeah,
or
so
something.
my mom is out in Wisconsin right now, and I talked to her this weekend, and she's like, "You gotta come bring the
she's
camper out here
somewhere
And-
in
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
She's like, "You gotta come bring the camper here. This campground's amazing. You should come visit." And I looked it up. It was like an 18-hour drive, and I'm like, "I don't think so. I love
Text
you,
your
mom."
mom, be like, "We're buying you a hotel room for 2 nights."
But yeah,
And then steal her
Somewhere in
camper.
Wisconsin.
Duke Colds,
Yes.
come on out for Michigan next year. You will not regret it. And
Come on, Eileen, no.
and Nate Dog, muy bien perderninos.
Nice.
No idea what that says.
How dare you say that to us?
Yeah, Jesus. This is a family show.
Yeah,
And then,
you're gonna get us
Sir,
demonetized.
This is a Wendy's.
so now we got 2 comments on the Ryan Preece episode.
Let's go.
Mike, did he get ambassador points for this? That would mean you boys are in the big time now. Either way, awesome interview. That made me like Ryan even more as a New Englander. He probably got points for the whole thing he was doing that day, not specifically us.
Individuals, yeah.
Okay.
It's number of things.
Yeah.
get
We're-
more points.
we're
doing
official.
things in market gets more points
Gotcha.
than doing things just via Zoom from a distance. In market and checking multiple boxes while in market adds more. And they do check every single
Yeah.
thing.
All right.
I found
And
that out, which is cool.
Kay Gregory, awesome interview. Big RFK fan, so that was cool to listen to. Love the podcast too. Started listening about a month and a half ago, and now it's way up on the list on my weekly listens.
Hey, we like way
Hell
up
yeah.
the list.
Awesome.
We should be at the top,
appreciate
though.
it.
I'm just
I mean,
happy
let's be
we're.
honest.
I'm just happy we're on a list.
Yeah.
Who are
And
we
not-
behind?
Not the list we're usually on.
Not the list to be expected.
Yeah.
But I mean, good time to call back to the priest interview.
Yeah.
I think that was awesome.
It was really good. We wish we had more time with him. He was basically doing like a media tour. He was throwing out the first pitch of Fenway that night, so he was on. What do you say, like a radio station in Connecticut? And
Whole bunch of things,
whole
yeah.
bunch of stuff.
He
So
was
we only
stacked up.
we only had him for what 15 minutes or so.
It ended up being 20. We wasted 10 just chopping
Just-
it up
Yeah,
with
I
him.
feel bad for Kyle. Kyle put a lot of effort into picking out the right questions, getting some serious questions written down, and then Ryan completely derailed the entire interview,
Which was fun.
and made it way more casual, way
Yeah.
less like bullet pointed.
Which
And
I
it was. I got everything I needed to get out of it, but I felt bad because you did put a lot of work into doing questions for
And we got
him
to like
Thank you.
one
and
and a
doing
half of them.
research.
Yeah, whatever.
This is more like what I would like to do, is just sit down and whatever comes of it comes of it.
Yeah,
But I know, obviously,
Well, I wish I just
answering-
hit the record button at the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should have.
agreed.
But
You know?
answering specific questions is definitely, obviously, you saw what happened with C. Bell.
But that's what he gets real
Yeah.
points for, not just hanging out with the
Yeah.
boys kind of
Yeah.
thing. you
But
know?
it was
If we-
still-
if we get
it
to
was
a
super
point,
cool. Ryan is exactly who I thought he'd be.
Oh,
a
100%.
bro.
We
he's
gotta,
the man.
We got to
Yeah.
find him at Pocono because we told him we'd get him a hat because I was wearing the hat and he said he loved it. So
yeah,
we got to go find him at Pocono.
and he loved our studio.
Yes, he did. They
Yeah.
call,
Yeah.
we call it the race room.
The race
He
room,
said, "I
yeah.
love your race room." I was like, "Whoa, it's our studio, but yes, it's my house."
Yes. Yep. So
I'm a little upset he brought up paint schemes, or somehow paint schemes brought up.
We
'Cause
were-
I feel like we killed like 7 minutes.
He
Yeah.
talked about Chrome.
Talk
talked
about
about how he
paint
loved
schemes?
him, and Dale Jr. this week both said how much they love Chrome numbers, and I was like,
It was kind of my fault because I queued Norm up. I was like,
Yeah.
"Norm, paint schemes," and then the three of you
Well, the
went
first
off for
issue-
5 minutes, and I'm sweating. I'm like, "We got to actually talk to this guy."
I saw you.
I
First
gotta
yeah.
push a
issue
button.
was I forgot the name of the sponsor he had on the paint scheme that once, like Trimble or something.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like, if I say the sponsor wrong, like this is gonna be embarrassing. And then his Castrol scheme slapped. Colgate scheme sucked ass.
I liked it.
That was a budget Coca-Cola paint scheme if I've ever seen one. But he was like, yeah, I love the paint schemes. I was like, yeah, they've come a long way because they started shitty at the beginning of the year. They've gotten way better. He goes, I think what brings them over the top is the Chrome numbers. I was like, shit.
Kyle goes, Norm.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. He was, again,
Yeah.
like Norm said, exactly how I expected him to be. And I feel like if we run into him at Pocono, he's going to be the, like,
Yeah, and obviously his talking points were throwing the first pitch at Fenway.
and,
That
Loudon.
was the whole
And
point
Mexico.
of him doing it. Honestly, I feel like if we got him talking about cars, the stuff that all four of us are into,
Yep.
Yeah.
and as well as him,
Five.
we
Yeah,
we
him
could have
included.
1, 2, 3,
He said four of us and him included. So that would be.
and him. Yeah, I said the four of us and then him.
He-
Anyway,
he's one of us now.
anywho,
It's the five of us.
Yes.
Yep, it's his podcast now.
We bought it from you.
Dude, low price.
He did say he could see us in a group chat, so
No, he's talking about his buddy's group chat. He said,
Yeah.
you guys are just like my buddy's group chat. Yeah.
But I feel like we could hold that dude hostage for like 2 hours just talking
100%.
about anything but racing.
Yeah.
Like he's just a bro.
Yeah, he seems like an awesome dude. He is an awesome dude.
Yeah.
Now we've confirmed that
We've
he's an
Also,
awesome
confirmed
dude. I
it,
should
felt
say.
bad if we had more time. We wanted a very special shout out to one Mr. Tommy Tanks, Corey Scothan, aka Koreth Kokan.
Koreth Kokon or whatever.
Koreth Kothan. Unfortunately, we had so little time with him; it was hard to shove in a shout out for our boy.
Yeah, we were
but
trying for you, bud, but it's okay.
We know just us talking to him was good enough for Corey.
We hope.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to have had him do like a full on. What's that website?
Cameo.
Cameo for
Maybe
Corey.
he's on
He's
Cameo.
probably on Cameo.
Yeah, he might be. But that was super cool.
Yeah.
The whole experience.
Well, like I
Uh,
said,
So
like-
thank you to Shannon and all the people
yeah,
at
Shannon
HMS.
and Jill and everybody up there for
Yeah.
throwing us on the list of people to call was
It was
awesome.
funny. Right at the beginning, I think Kyle's like, I don't know if Shannon told you, and he just grabs the laptop and spins it over, and Shannon's like 2 seats away from him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, yeah, she's here. Like, oh shit, boss is here. All right,
I had
like,
a
cool.
thought and it's gone.
Lost it.
Yep, it's gone.
Well, go check that out. Watch the video on
Oh.
the YouTube. Listen to it on the old podcast. Dan just remembered my perfect transition is now ruined.
Yeah,
Go
no, I
ahead.
was just saying it's a big deal for us because that is, that's the first Put it lightly. That's the first playoff cup driver we've had ever. We've had a few interviews, but it was,
Well, not now.
well, you know what I
I
mean.
don't think he's ever been in the playoffs.
You know what I mean. He was in the playoffs when we made that.
He was
Oh,
in
I
the
see what you're
playoffs
saying.
last week, and
Yeah.
now he is no longer.
Yeah, I mean, full time.
Yeah.
We had
first
Josh Balicki,
full-time-
who was
Yeah.
doing a partial schedule at the time when we interviewed him.
Yeah.
Who Josh is awesome. He ran
Yeah.
this weekend at Mexico as well. But yeah, obviously Ryan Preece is
The highest level driver.
That's going up a couple rungs on the ladder for
Yeah.
us. So
Yeah,
we're
for
very
sure.
excited about that.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Get into the other parts of our callbacks, which I no longer enjoy and everybody else hates. But Dan,
Dan's pick of the week.
yep, this is fun.
'Cause that's the only one that matters.
Remember when I said I should, like, right at the beginning, I was like, Busher, best average finish. And I changed my mind, which was a absolutely horrible decision. Dan, we'll go with you last. I'm going to fucking punch you right in the face.
How did I beat you guys with half a car?
Your car was totaled. I was shouting from the rooftops when he got hit in that wreck. I was like, "Sorry, AJ, this is a win for everybody."
Yeah. So Dan wins for the 6th time in the last 7 points playing races. So that's
So-
fun. Let me finish. Dan's got 29 points with AJ Allmendinger and the victory above the other two of us who are absolutely useless. Norm with Mr. Suarez gets 20 points, and Tyler Reddick apparently did show up enough to get 17 points, but no one talked about him all day.
You know what's funny? I vaguely remember what paint scheme he was in because he was never on TV.
No, not
I
at
think
all.
he was
He's in the
he was
Xfinity
in
mobile
the
car.
vicinity of the Ryan Truex wreck, or one of them. And he
Well,
got
I
on,
was going to say which
he
one.
got on the TV.
Ryan
and I was like,
Tru-
"Oh, he's in the Xfinity scheme this week."
Ryan Truex got beat up.
Yeah.
Bro, that one where it was like McDowell's on board, I was fuming. at the
McDowell
TV.
was a weapon.
I was so annoyed by that. I was like, "Don't even show us this because it's so embarrassing."
Yeah.
Of these guys just 4 wide and the tightest S's ever just flooring.
So I wanted to have a little callback. Not a callback, but it's actually funny because in our old system, I wouldn't actually be that far ahead. If we got a point for a win, you'd have 7. I would have, I think it was 10. Yeah, I have 10. And Norm has 1, 2, 3,
5.
4, 5. So I actually wouldn't be, I'd only be 3 up.
Yeah,
I'm counting
which it feels-
7
Which you're like,
because we would have counted the All Star race as
no, he's just got those greened out. You have to go with the ones, the
If it's
exhibition
green,
races.
you won.
Well, but you
on the
have us
day.
all green for the exhibition stuff. The Clash and the Duel and the
Oh,
All-Star
yeah,
race, the
that's just
whole
a
thing's
1.
green.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
free space.
it'd be 10 to 7 to 5. So honestly, it feels like
Yeah.
I'm running away with it, but it would still be close if we were doing our old style.
Well, but we're not, and it's not
thank
close.
God we're not.
So yeah, Dan extends his lead. I mean, you didn't really stretch it like crazy.
But it still looks bad.
It's still not good.
You're still
not,
over
I'm
100
still
over
I'm
Kyle.
150
straight up not having a
or
good
no,
time.
100. I'm having a great time.
yeah, you're 116 over
116
Kyle,
up over Kyle and
Yeah,
100 and a lot over you.
140 over me.
brutal. It's just brutal.
I thought you like Reddick. I was like, that's easy. And then towards the end of the race, I'm like,
Dude,
The-
as
the
soon
thing
as
was
we
only
stopped
at the top-
recording, I was like, I really should have picked Busher.
the thing that was
Were
only
you
the top
between
20.
Reddick and Busher?
I started with Busher.
And then he
Okay,
switched
thank
to
God.
Reddick.
Because I talked you out of Busher, and I was like, did I talk him out of SVG? Am I that big of a scumbag?
You guys thought
I was trying to
gonna
talk
take.
you both into SVG.
Yeah, I'm saying
I just, in hindsight, it's the obvious pick. But Trackhouse hasn't been that great this year, and I figured
Well-
Suarez's car was going to be cheated to the moon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly,
Like that Xfinity car
I
definitely
thought
was.
you were. Yeah,
I understand why you didn't pull SVG because I mean, looking at Coda, they like you said, they had
Yeah.
no speed
I
at
can't
Coda.
say that, though, because I picked his teammate. But I picked his teammate who, this is the Mexico driver. We're going to Mexico.
you thought it was going to be Dale
They're
Jr. in
gonna-
01.
Literally, that's what I was comparing it to all week. I'm like, he's in that 8 car from the 01 Pepsi 400.
Right.
That is what car he's in, and that's what car he was in on Saturday.
Yeah.
But not Sunday.
Yep. So Dan gets another victory, 557. I have 441. Norm has 417. Straight up not having a good time.
Having a
I
great
get
time.
to pick first for Pocono. Give me Denny Hamlin.
Ooh, swinging for the
You
fences.
still have Hamless?
Yeah, he does.
Good for you.
I'm holding on to.
That's a
I'm
fan
holding
pick.
on to some pretty.
That's a phantasmic
decent
pick.
numbers.
Swinging for the fences.
That's not even swinging for the fences. That is the best pick there is.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
At Pocono, he's the winningest driver ever.
Yeah. I will say they had a
And
stat.
he's going to wreck in the first stage.
They had a stat.
Nothing.
Fingers crossed.
I think it was on Prime. They had a stat that I didn't even think about this till they said it. Since we've been going to Pocono, there hasn't been a repeat winner. Been a different winner every time.
Is going to repeat because it's going to be DH. All aboard the 11 train this weekend at Pocono. I'm going to be insufferable. I'm buying merch.
You got so because you're now a Denny fan, do you have goatee nipples?
Oh,
Sorry,
Jesus.
Levi.
Levi, I
Brother.
Did you see
Oh,
me
I'm sorry.
rip him
You did
apart
not.
this
You did
morning?
not need to share that picture, bud.
At least
Look,
crop it better.
Love the tattoo. Could have done without the nipple.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Anyway.
I'm gonna go with somebody who got their first career win here in a totally not crazy, uneventful
Oh,
surprise win, Mr. Christopher Busher.
Foggy. Is it foggy this weekend?
It might be.
Oh, Christopher Busher.
I'm running out of decent people, to be honest. Honestly, I might give Dan some hints here, but I was going to go KFB, but RCR.
I already picked him, so I'm good there. I'm gonna kind of lay up on this
Oh,
one.
wait, I did too.
Give me old William Byron.
Great pick.
He has the best average finish in the last like 6 or 7 races there. He has an average finish of like 3.
Yeah,
That's him
that's a
everywhere in
great
an
pick.
next gen.
Yeah.
Just can't get rid of that.
What
stupid
usually
old
seems,
kid.
I feel like what happens with him a ton is he just leads and leads and leads.
Something
and then it's
happens,
like,
yeah.
11th.
If he finishes second and
But
wins
it's
2
even, like,
stages, I'm fine with that.
You'll-
when he
Perfectly
has-
fine with that.
He just like, even when he has bad luck, it's like 12th. Like,
Yeah.
That puts Byron entirely off the table.
Yep, I was gonna say I thought you guys had already taken him.
I'm looking at people that we still have from the big teams. Let's say Dan, you still have Chastain. Neither of us do.
I still have Bell.
Let me. I
Oh,
got it.
okay. I see what you're doing.
I still have Cindric. You guys do not.
Yep.
We've all picked Larson. I guess Brad, Norm and I have Brad left. Kyle Busch is gone. Chase Elliott is gone. Denny Hamlin is now gone. Blaney's gone. I got Dinger and Norm has Dinger for road courses.
Yep.
Uh,
Busher's now gone.
Busher is now gone. Norm still got Briscoe. You still have Bell.
Yep.
Byron's now gone.
We both still have Bubba and Barry.
I still have Bowman.
I still have Bowman as well. No, I don't. I used him. Shit.
I still got Bowman. I still got McDowell. I still got all of Spire.
Oh, I still have Hocevar.
Yep, still got Hocevar. Still got McDowell. Yeah, we'll see.
It's gonna get spicy here because there's gonna be some weird picks coming up here.
yeah, I'm
But
very.
the issue is catching you requires big days.
Yes.
So I just I'm looking at who I have that can bring me realistically a big day. I think Austin Cindric's capable of it.
Yep.
I think obviously Norm.
Norm
Denny
Benning?
is. I mean, who are my potential big pointers at that point? Priest, McDowell, Hocevar, maybe. Like, I gotta have some big days.
Yep. And I still have guys that could get me big days, like a Bubba or a Bell, Barry.
Yeah.
I think we just
Ty Gibbs has been actually turning it on lately here.
Yeah.
we need to
I
gain
still
on
have
Dan.
Priest.
We don't need to shoot for the fences here because once we get to the playoffs, we're going to start banging out good picks and people are going to have bad days.
Yeah.
And you're going to use a Kyle Larson
Yep.
or Ryan Blaney like I did for both of them, and they're both going to suck in a race.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's the playoffs. I think we're going to tighten way up in the playoffs,
Yeah.
or it's just going to get like
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like Dan's going to get lucky with he picks Ryan Blaney, I pick Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson blows an engine
Yeah.
again or something.
Yeah. Right.
So I think regular season, because we're so thin on picks now, we just need to stay within striking distance.
Yep.
And I think we both need to gain. You need to gain like 20. I need to gain like 40 or 50 on them.
Yeah.
But like we don't
just-
need to be
we
like
need to stop putting up fucking 10s.
yeah, tied before the playoffs.
Well, it's not
Like,
even
that's-
just that. It's you. You guys need to stop putting up low numbers, and I need to stop just having good. Even the ones I like this week, I only got 29 points, but that's still I haven't had. We've talked about it. I only have 2 single-digit days.
Yeah.
I haven't
You've
really
had
had much
unbelievable
of
luck.
I haven't had any of the like. Oh, I picked Larson and he blew up. Although I think when I picked Larson,
You've had pure
No.
luck. Not. I mean, you're making good choices, but you've had zero bad luck.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's more way to put it. But all right, we'll see how it shakes out at Pocono. Big fans for the weekend. I am a Denny Hamlin fan at Pocono. Norm, you are a
Christopher Busher fan.
and
William. I'm gonna have to break the shirt out again.
pretty
Remember
easy-
last year
pretty easy
I
to do.
wore that the Jeff Gordon throwback shirt.
That's a good one.
No, but I wore that to Daytona and Coda on Sunday, and he won both those races.
Yeah. Well, that does it for the race picks. It's time for
Norms.
Scheme of the week. Hot.
Don't wreck it. Norm, what do you got for the folks?
There's a lot of bangers this week. Right out the rip, the one car with the Frosty scheme. Very busy, kind of too busy. All right, decent scheme.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. Oh, Ryan Blaney.
2, Quaker State. At least he stayed green. Boot Barn, always a good scheme.
The
Noah.
Spanish Long John
That's a
Silver made
sick
me
picture,
so
though.
happy.
Like the black on the Long John Silver is
Yeah.
kind of badass in the
The
backup
fish,
car.
yeah, in Spanish on the back bumper, and on Noah's. So on Gilliland's car, it was in English on the hood, but Spanish on the TV panel. Noah's car had it in Spanish on both sides.
Pescado C.
Fish, yeah.
Valvoline scheme, not my favorite. 6, banger
I didn't even
Castrol
see
scheme.
that.
Oh, so good.
Can we talk?
7.
I wish they had a
All right,
picture.
let's
of-
honorable mentions. What do you?
I wish they had
Yeah.
a picture of that
Steve's
stuff.
going so slow. 8, Lucas Good. 9. I love this Lumar scheme. I don't remember seeing this before.
I don't like
love
it at all.
What do you
I-
like about it? It's
I think the logo placement's good. The scheme is cool.
so you don't. So you love this, but you don't like the Colgate car.
Yeah, this has a paint scheme. The Colgate was just red.
That's just red.
No, the entire door is black and has fades and shit. That's just a bad picture. You're looking at the hood.
It
Yeah,
looks
the
like
hood's
they.
red.
It looks like they threw a backup door on it.
No, it's like it looks like the A-Shock scheme. It's cool. The whole center of the door is
not cool.
black with like fade and like mesh into it. It's a cool, very cool scheme. And
That's
the logo is sick on it. 10 was terrible. 11, Yahoo.
Yahoo!
12 Worth, always a classic. 17, this scheme was actually really cool.
I loved the sugar skull
Yeah.
on the back with the. So that's the
Yeah, it's got
isn't,
it on the front. Or
isn't
maybe
it the
not.
normal bodyguard scheme? They just added some flair.
Yeah.
Like
No,
it's
the
like a TGI
bodyguard I
Fridays?
think is normally the same as the Fastenal scheme.
No,
No,
it's
it's-
this.
They just added some flair.
Google it because the bodyguard scheme is I'm pretty sure is the same as the normal Fastenal scheme but orange. 20's cool. I think the banger schemes are at the bottom
How far?
Give him some numbers.
in the hundreds.
What?
Hundreds?
In the hundreds. The Fun Pop scheme was terrible.
Oh, it's
51
so
was actually
bad.
kind of cool.
I like that like bronzish, greenish color.
Yeah, it was cool
kinda
gold. Very cool throwback. But the 51 on the passenger side is slanted forward, so it doesn't line up in the scheme at all.
Oh, he's right. The bodyguard scheme is actually usually black and silver.
No, they have an orange one.
71 Blaster.
okay.
No, go back.
You picked that one already.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love
it's
it.
so
I'll
good,
pick
though.
that scheme every year. 77 was actually kind of cool. 78,
Yeah, the 6 has a black and orange
88.
bodyguard.
This scheme has grown on me a lot. It's a really good scheme.
I love it.
It kills me that the yellows don't match, but I can live with it. 88's cool. 99 is my scheme of the week.
You said that last week.
Dude, Telcel. I'm assuming it's a mobile phone thing.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
For Mexico. Dude, every time I see a Telcel paint scheme, I love it. Like Andres Perez
They're
runs it in
awesome.
the truck series a bunch. It's for whatever reason, just the logo font in the colors, like light blue, dark blue, and white, always just looks so good together. Unfortunately, this is a terrible picture of it for us and our viewers at home. But Telcel scheme, super cool. Love it. Love Daniel. Welcome to Mexico, Daniel. Welcome back home. Super cool scheme. So that's my scheme of the week.
Norm's scheme of the week
Scheme of the week.
goes to the 99 Turk.
And Xfinity
Cell.
scheme of the week was Sendero himself, Mr. Brett Perez.
Oh yeah, that car
yeah,
looks
that
so
thing
good.
was.
It was so good, dude.
Hot.
With
I think
the orange roof.
I liked it more than the Coda Sendero car.
I didn't realize that it was kind of like a khaki color too.
Yes,
I thought
yeah.
it was white, and then I saw one shot. I think it was either today or at the end of the day yesterday that he posted, and was like, "Oh, that's like a cream."
It was it was really hot.
Ooh.
His new suit too. His new fire suit to
Dude.
go with it was. Oh,
equally fire.
yep.
Equally fire. Love it. That's Norm's scheme of the week. Those are the callbacks. Do you gentlemen have any more callbacks before we get into it?
It's Pocono week.
Yeah, it is. Let's just
Music is fitting.
That sounds so good.
Yeah.
love that one.
Yeah.
Big shouts, Kyra Rupley. That's the best one. Anyway, we got a couple bits of news. Not a ton happened.
find
Obviously,
it?
it was a big travel week.
Oh yeah.
So it's the Fastenal scheme. It was the same as last year.
Big travel weeks. Not a whole lot of news was happening around the NASCAR world, but So off-track news: Mr. Denny Hamlin and fiance Jordan Fish had their baby boy this week.
Yes.
So
Congrats.
congrats to them. Hope everyone's happy and healthy. So because of that, Mr. Ryan Truex Not Jr. filled in for Denny Hamlin at Mexico.
He didn't have fun.
No, he did straight
Not
up did
at
not
all.
have a good time.
No, and he wasn't like super uncompetitive. He was just getting used up.
He got
Oh, yeah.
pushed around over and over and over.
Because obviously this is his first time ever officially racing a next gen car, but
Right.
he does a lot of their sim work
And testing too.
like tire testing. I guess
I think so.
I
They
guess
said
he's
he's
done that,
They said he has run a next gen car at a test in a road course, but he's never
but
done it in
he's
anger.
not by any means a road course ringer. This is his first official time ever sitting in a Cup car in 11 years.
They
I
said
think
his last one was
2014.
14. Yeah, 2014.
So, I mean, super low expectations for him out there because obviously 20 minutes of practice isn't enough. So
They
I
had-
thought
they had
he was
45.
doing great until he made a couple mistakes on his own. Then they got used up on that late restart and just got demolished from there. So
Yep.
sucks for him. Love that Ryan is getting a chance in the Cup Series though. Super cool. Love to see it. Obviously, we missed him in the Xfinity Series this year, so it's cool to see that he's still in the organization, still working.
Yeah, for sure. So on that same note, we did also have Mr. Fast Pasta, Anthony Alfredo, as standby for Alex Bowman. Didn't end up having to use him. So
Yeah, he
good to
was-
see that Bowman actually got in the car.
he gutted through that one. I don't know if you saw his post race interview where he was basically said that he couldn't walk on Wednesday and that he had to skip all his meetings. He did no sim work this week.
Yeah, they gave like a list of his week, and like Bowman was fucked up.
Yeah, he literally said in his post race, like, I couldn't walk on Wednesday.
Wednesday, he was laying on the floor all day.
Yep.
Couldn't get up. He had to cancel all of his sim sessions throughout the week.
I said that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like Ring of Events, somebody
Yeah.
posted like his day to day, what he was supposed to do, and he couldn't do any of it.
Yeah.
So
it's
crazy
like,
for him to get in that car, not only do anything, finish the race, do all the practice qualifying, and have a good day.
Had a very good
I think
day.
he said that in the post race too. He's like, well, it helps that I was running so good. You kind of forget how much pain you're in.
If he was stuck in the back, 30
If he was in
second,
28th, he probably
he
would
was
have.
relief driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. What else do we have here? I guess pre-race stuff. There was a bit of some disasters with some travel
Yeah,
arrangements.
one of the planes was apparently up to 180 miles an hour and about to take off, and one of the engines said must have been built by ECR because it just blew up. They had to abort the takeoff, and then everybody got stuck. I mean, Ryan Ellis was chronicling it
Oh
all
my
on
God,
Twitter,
yeah.
and like he had to take a red eye to like Miami, and then take some early morning flight to Mexico. I know, what was it during practice they were talking about that none of the Trackhouse team was there for the 3 cars. They had like 5 guys to work on them for practice. That's why SVG didn't go up and practice till like 20 minutes in. I was looking at the board. I'm like, why isn't SVG out? And then they showed that there's literally like 5 guys from Trackhouse running around trying to get all 3 cars sorted.
Yeah.
Like it was so apparently the teams, I think they said Hendrick was the only team that actually had a plane down there. All the other teams, NASCAR was basically like, hey, international travel is weird. We'll take care of it. And they chartered like 4 planes for all the teams.
The industry.
Basically the whole industry. And it just went poorly. Like just mechanical issues. One of the planes said the one plane blew motor. Another plane, there was some other problem with that plane. That one was either
I
delayed
think
or
it was
didn't
like
take
the
off.
plane that all the Prime guys were on was delayed in another state.
No, it was in another country.
Was it in another
I think
country?
Junior said it was like stuck in like
The-
Singapore or
the
something.
plane was
shit.
supposed to fly in, get them, and take them to Mexico, but that had an issue beforehand. I mean, it sucks.
Apparently,
We'll talk more about the Mexico stuff when we get to it, but I mean, it's not really their fault. It's
I'm
just
with-
some bad luck.
I agree with what they said on the teardown. These teams do this 38 weeks out of the year. Just let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Instead of NASCAR being like, no, you don't have to do anything. We got it all figured out. It just let the teams deal with it. Like
Yeah, you made it worse.
he said, the problem is, and I saw this last night because I was trying to find the Hendrick plane on the Flight Radar app, and I actually found Brad's plane. So Brad flew in on his private plane, but apparently they
Keselowski?
had to go to some. Oh no, Brad Perez's private plane. I wish that'd be fun. But they couldn't fly into, I don't know what airport they all flew into. I'm guessing
I don't
the
know.
big.
Keselowski had his own plane still.
Yeah, it says it's registered to Brad Keselowski Racing.
Oh.
So, I'm assuming all the chartered flights flew into the Mexico City airport, the big one. apparently the private planes had to go. Jordan said this. They had to go to some other airport that was like outside of the city. So I guess it was a massive logistical nightmare to fly into that one and then get into the city.
They got escorted in.
Probably, yeah. So I don't know. It seems like a mess, but I'm with them. These guys do this 38 weeks out of the year. Let the
Yeah.
team's people handle it,
Yeah.
and they'll figure it out.
And it's not like it's a further flight than they're used to making. I'm sure flying to California takes longer than flying to Mexico City, but
I think it's pretty
It's
equivalent.
the,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the customs
but
and all that
it's
crap.
you just put international in front of it, and it just makes everything more difficult.
100%.
Obviously, customs TSA, it's a lot more difficult, and so it does suck. And like with all the news of plane shit going on lately, and you're fucking halfway down the runway and the engine blows. Like,
Yep.
imagine what's going through your head in that.
No.
So just glad everyone made it there, and it seems like everyone's made it back safely.
Yep, I think so.
So super cool. I'm going to be excited to see the haulers cross the old dotted
They-
line. I
they-
think some of them have.
They got to be there by now. I would
I
think.
saw a post. Somebody posted the border, but I didn't see a bunch of them. That one hauler driver, I forget his name, was posting stuff
Wasn't
constantly.
it one of the Spire haulers? I think
he was
either
a super.
Spire
He was a
or-
good follow.
It was either Spire or RFK. They
If you
had
see
one
it
of their,
again, send it to me.
One of
Yeah.
their guys was blogging like the whole way down. Like
Yeah.
he was taking pictures
That's
everywhere.
where all
Follow
the
Instagram or on
videos.
Twitter?
Twitter.
That's
Yeah,
where all
if
the
you see it, send-
videos
send it to me.
of the armored escorts
Yeah,
and
and
shit
it was
Yeah,
cool
those
too.
are
Like
cool.
some of the pictures before they even got, or when they crossed the border and they were in the middle of nowhere, just the line of NASCAR haulers just cruising through like the desert, like it was actually really cool. I feel for those guys though. Shouts to everybody involved in any kind of hauler, whether it's a team hauler, the actual series haulers, like all the Xfinity haulers and all the Cup haulers, TV crews. I mean, this is a short week. They all left probably last night or this morning. They're probably still not back in Charlotte, and they're turning around in 2 days and driving to Pocono.
Yeah.
Like that is a long 2 weeks for
Yeah,
those guys.
I think that's the biggest screw up in this whole thing is
Scheduling.
just the scheduling logistics.
They should have,
Um,
instead of Michigan, like that should have been
Yeah,
Texas
the Michigan
or
thing. is
Texas
nuts.
or Coda or even
adding in the Michigan screwed everything. up.
Yes. Because it was, what did they say? It was a 24-hour ride from Michigan to the border. And then it was another day haul.
24 hours.
I think
from-
that's what it was.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
I-
in haulers.
in
They're
haulers.
going 60, maybe 55, 60 the whole
Unless
way
you're
down.
Harvick's hauler before an off week, as we saw leaving Loudon that time.
Yeah.
He
Blistering.
He fucking buzzed the tower at about 85
But yeah,
miles
this
an
is-
hour.
Yeah, he did.
They've done this a bunch of times where they don't think about stuff like that when they make the schedule.
Like going to the Clash in
Like,
LA
where-
for the All
Yeah, where was
for
it a couple
non-point
years ago
paying
where they
race.
just had cars stored at a track for weeks before the race because they just brought a
Oh,
bunch
I
of West Coast
remember
cars
that.
out.
I don't remember where that was, but I do remember that.
Yeah, they like left them at Vegas or something.
I just feel like
They were
this-
like at Phoenix, and then they left all the cars at Vegas for like 2 weeks, and then came up. And
if
grabbed
we
them.
go back there next year, which isn't set in stone, if we go back there, the schedule they need to be somewhere closer. Like, even if it's Jesus, I don't know, pick a track over in the southeast somewhere, but going to Michigan, like you could have done any other. I mean, you do Atlanta, Texas, Coda, I don't care, just
Yeah.
something like over there,
Bristol.
Bristol,
Yeah.
and
You
yeah,
could do that right after Nashville.
yeah,
Even still, that's still half the distance through the
exactly,
United States.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Michigan is like that's the only worst case other than that would be like Portland. Like,
or
we're gonna
Lou-
go
or
Portland.
Loudon.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Portland and then we're gonna go to Mexico. Like Michigan, you're going very top of the country to the very bottom of the country.
Like Scothan just said, 24 hours from Michigan to the border, and then it was roughly 14 more hours to Mexico City from the border.
oh
Jesus.
damn, Mexico City's that
Yeah,
far
it's
south.
south. It's way
I
down
didn't
there.
realize
It
it
is,
was
yeah.
hours. That's insane.
So then now they're turning around.
That's
they gotta
just
go,
not fair.
They got to go today.
know?
If they left last night or today, whatever, turn around doing 14 to Mexico or 14 to the border back, and then I don't know how long it is to get from the border to Charlotte, but think about how long you're
Are
going.
hauler drivers subjected to
Yes,
DOT?
that's all DOT
like they
stuff.
have to stop. At
I guarantee you
is it
they
8
have
hours,
two,
10 hours.
They probably have two drivers
There's
going.
probably two, yeah.
Yeah.
So they
The guy
swap.
who was posting all over Twitter is always in the passenger seat.
Yeah, they usually have two drivers for those long hauls, like when they go West Coast
But
and
even
stuff.
still, like, do like Homestead or something. Put them on a boat and sail them on over. Like
That'd be
what?
kind of cool.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple other bits of news before we get into, I guess, the rest of Mexico weekend. What do we got? We got Brendan Poole announced today that he'll be doing double duty at Pocono in the 44 Xfinity as well as the 44 for NY Racing.
Matching schemes, which is
It's-
fire.
Sick.
Yeah, that's
It's
sweet.
cool for pictures and optics and stuff like that, and cool to see Brendan Poole in the Cup Series.
But it's New York Racing, so that's
He's
unfortunate.
going to make about 10 laps.
Him and Catherine Legg are going to have a battle of a lifetime back there.
Is she at Pocono?
I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
Oh, okay.
She's just kind of just surprising us and showing
Yeah.
up everywhere.
More different, similar faces in different places. We got Brandon Jones will be doing the one truck
Oh,
for Pocono this weekend.
Oh, that's a surprise.
And also Chase Elliott will be doing the 17 Hendrick cars.
was that supposed to be somebody else? Because Hendrick said today, they're like, surprise.
Yeah,
Was that supposed to be like Corey Day or something? And then
I don't know whose calendar that originally was on, but surprise, it's Chase Elliott.
I don't even know if it
They
was
used
because
a
I
picture of Chase Elliott
And
from Pocono,
Kevin Miller,
I thought.
what are you doing sending me 7 texts in a row?
Hey, Kevin, fuck off.
All right, here we go. I have the announcement from February.
Damn, you pulled that up quick.
Yeah, it actually was very easy. I want to see.
Kevin
This is a terrible.
sent me 7 pictures of that dude that put the elbows on the, was it the Chevy Cruze?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
Pocono.
mean, it's sick.
yeah, it's fire.
yeah, it's nasty.
It's sick.
Pocono was not originally on the schedule.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, the last. So Corey Day was supposed to do Nashville, and then after that, the next one was Corey Day at Sonoma. So they added randomly for no reason Chase in the 17.
They haven't
Pocono.
been full time in that, right?
No, it's been, Byron did it at Coda, Bowman did Phoenix, Larson did Homestead, Corey did Martinsville, Chase did Darlington, Larson did Bristol, Corey did Texas, Byron did Charlotte, and then you got Corey Day for Nashville, Sonoma.
And then he runs like
Iowa,
the entire
yeah,
playoffs, I think.
He's
in it.
running the whole playoffs. He did Nashville. He's doing Sonoma, Iowa, Bristol, the Roval, Vegas. Yeah, the whole playoffs he's
Yeah.
doing. So they just decided to add another one for old Chase from the same place.
Mm-hmm. Sick.
Which
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
always
I
fun to
bet
see
you he
cup
was
guys in that lower
super
series.
excited.
I don't like the Hendrick cars scheme, but for some reason I like it on the Xfinity.
It works on the Xfinity car.
Because that's where it belongs.
Yes.
Because
Very
that was Ricky.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. And I don't like it on the truck because it's flat blue. It looks weird.
Well, that's where it originated. So
Yeah.
that's kind of, you got to love it there.
Yeah, I don't love it.
I love it.
That's where the 17 came from.
I guess they're just beating it to death, and it's kind of starting to bother
Yeah, that's
me.
the thing is like, I love that Larson is recognizable in that scheme.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I'm completely okay with that. Like, we talk about it all the time. Back in the day, you have one scheme for 5 years in a row.
Yep.
And then, like, one offs every once in a while for special events,
Yeah.
Japan, All Star Race, stuff like that.
Three
But
doors
Larson-
down, album
yeah.
drop.
Well, that was Xfinity. They were doing custom shit all the time, but that was a Nashville thing, I think.
Yep.
But Larson is like we talk about it, like Bowman is the only guy with the same sponsor start to finish of the year. But they change the scheme every year. Larson, he may only run that thing 25 races, but it's the same scheme and it has been for 5 years.
Yep.
So it's super recognizable. I like the scheme. I think it's a really good scheme. But I agree that's Larson's scheme.
I wish they'd mix it up for the other.
It's them putting it on
Meh.
everybody.
Like, even to the point when we went to NHRA.
It's
Remember,
not special anymore.
it's
when
an
we went to
NHRA,
NHRA, I look, Larson's here. And Kyle's like, what? And he looks over, and there's a
Yeah.
Hendrick Cars
It's
Pro
in
Stock that looks exactly
Trans
the same.
Am. I'm pretty sure there's Miatas with it on it.
It's in Trans Am, NHRA, Trucks, Busch, Cup. There's probably a monster truck with it. Like,
Mexico Series probably has one.
What
Yeah.
I liked what they did the Martinsville thing when they did it in red, like the ruby red for
Yeah.
everything. Like that looked cool. Maybe do it a little differently, like change it up a little bit, but like it's just
Like he
they're
said,
beating it to death,
I'm
and it's not
fine-
special anymore.
I'm fine with it being Larson's. They got to do something different for the truck for Raja. They got to do because the Raja is just, oh look, he's driving the Larson truck.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm
it's
kind
like
of
Monster,
Yeah.
but better.
Like, I'd be okay if if you're running the Hendrick car scheme this week, you're running that scheme. But when you have multiple cars in multiple series with multiple different drivers and it's their full-time sponsor, that's where it gets old.
Yeah.
Now, if Larson was to go race in the trucks or race in the Xfinity and bring his paint scheme with them, cool. I think that's cool.
Kevin Miller is in the chat while texting me unshow related things. You're an idiot.
I love you, Kevin.
I love you.
I love you, Kevin. I wish you were coming this weekend so
I
we
used
could
your
watch you fly
government
away
name.
again.
I use your government name to know you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I didn't call you Relum.
If only you were coming this weekend, you could fly away on Thursday.
I'm sure
night.
he will be. Heyo.
You won't be the only one.
Ooh.
Not with you.
Hey, don't bust your knuckles. Bust your nuts.
Not with you.
Hey.
You're gonna have Coheed this
No,
weekend.
he's busting knuckles this weekend, dude. The old Denny fan.
Oh.
Knuckle
boo.
deep.
All right. So just get into Get into the racing.
Noom, 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 noom.
I have nothing else for news.
Yeah,
That's
they're
like pretty much
really-
everything that happened. Because everyone was trying to figure out how to get there
Yeah.
accordingly.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
I wish we could use the news section in our Discord.
But it just divulged into another off topic today.
Yeah. That
Oh,
got
did
out
you
of
see
hand.
the recent? So this came out today. If I could ever find it again.
Joe
Oh, here we go.
Sanchez on cue.
What is
They're
it?
talking about the Days of Thunder
Yeah.
2
Yeah,
rumor.
there you go.
And he's like, I
46.
found the scheme he'll use.
So this quote from Jeff Gordon that was shared by NBC Sports via
Oh.
Road and Track.
There we go.
This is from Jeff Gordon. I've known Tom Cruise for many years and was on set this past year for Mission Impossible. And then I went to the premiere. The first thing out of his mouth was, "We're doing it. We're doing Days of Thunder 2. I'm all for it." That's Tom Cruise to Jeff Gordon.
Yep.
Let's go.
You know where I bet
I'm
this
still
stemmed
not
from?
I'm still not doing it because it's a premiere night. He's all excited.
know.
He's all hopped up, and you see Jeff Gordon. You're like, we're gonna do
But
this.
The rumor, this is the hottest the rumor mill has ever been.
I agree 100%. This is the closest we've ever been to it actually becoming real, and I'm still not biting.
they're edging,
I'm not gonna bite
they're
yet.
edging the shit out of
I
us.
think
I'm not biting yet.
I think Tom Cruise is building up to this and getting hyped about this because one, we've talked about a million times the success of Top Gun Maverick,
Yeah.
and a sequel 30 plus years
Yeah,
later
it
worked.
worked.
But Tom
Really
Cruise supposedly was originally slated to play the main character in the F1 movie, the Brad Pitt movie. And the studio supposedly turned it down because they know they couldn't contain him when he's driving the car. And it would be too dangerous to have Tom Cruise driving an F1 car. Where Brad Pitt, they're like, he's not going to be as crazy. We can have Brad Pitt drive an F1 car. We don't have to worry about it. But
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is going to fucking total 16 of these things doing this movie.
Rick
so-
Hendrick will make him 16 cars.
Supposedly,
he can
that
total.
that is the rumor behind F1 was it was originally Tom Cruise's movie, and they got rid of him because they were like, it's too much of a liability. This dude likes to jump
Yeah.
out of buildings. And
I've
shit.
gotten my hopes up for so many years now that I don't want to even get remotely close to it. But what will be sick if this happens, if they do it the way they did it before and actually put cars on track.
yes.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, look at what they did with the F1 movie. They filmed most of that at F1 races, either before or after. They didn't actually enter a car, but
Days
F1,
of Thunder, the original, it was
Yes.
in a real race.
yes,
Well,
In a real car.
Just think about it. Think about the charter agreement. NASCAR has the option to have their own charters.
yep,
NASCAR could literally run their own car and it be a movie car for the entire year.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
in
they're
theory.
just, and no one can say shit about it. And there's just JJ Yaley out there in a 46 HendrickCars.com car or whatever,
Yep.
just driving around.
True.
Carter Robley, they can use 2311 and FRM cars as they'll be open teams.
Yeah.
They can use camera cars.
Nice.
We already have a callback actually from our resident truck driver. Mike is vegan.
Hello, Michael.
He said, yes, hauler drivers have to follow DOT regulations, so they can do a 14-hour shift before having to do a mandatory 10-hour reset.
Oh, you can go 14 straight?
Yeah, but then you have to stop for 10.
10 is a long
if
time.
If he's in
in
there,
that-
I have questions if you're listening and talking. Because if it's 14 straight and then 10 off, could you do like 10 and then like it's only 6 or 7 off?
I don't know. And then he
You
said,
still
in
need to
that,
have a 10-hour.
he said,
long
in
break.
that, okay, here we go. In the 14 hours shift, they are allowed to drive up to 11 hours total. They run 2 drivers so the trucks don't stop moving unless it's for fuel or bathroom breaks. And then he said, I've seen most team haulers here in North Carolina, and all but Hendrick are usually doing 10 to 20 over the posted speed limit. Depending on how fast the trucks are going, they will easily do 650 miles in one shift.
That's wild.
Yep.
So they're gripping and ripping.
Yep.
Aside from Hendrick, so Hendrick
And
obeys the law.
Probably, yeah.
They're almost too big to get in trouble,
Yeah.
you know? So that makes sense.
Well, they're just
that's
they're just
awesome.
that much more prepared than everybody else. They're like, we can
Probably.
leave a couple hours earlier.
Yeah, we'll
go
get you
slow.
guys.
Mike
Yeah,
is vegan. We appreciate you.
Yeah, it's cool. Inside information.
Yeah, we already had the button. So races. We got the Chilango 150.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, Chilango 150.
I didn't even know these races had
I
sponsors
don't know if
or
that's a
names.
sponsor because that's like slang for a Bostonian, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, I actually, with him, I didn't even know these things had names. I thought it was
Yeah.
just NASCAR Mexico City.
No, Chilango is I guess a slang for a person that's from Mexico City.
Gotcha.
I don't know if it's also a brand, you know, like Bostonian coffee, you know, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm not
yeah.
sure, but that's a good one. And then the other one is Viva Mexico 250.
Okay. So that's probably their like tourism, like the Explore the Pocono Mountains 150 or whatever that we're going to
I
get.
mean, Viva Mexico is probably just like, yeah, we're in Mexico kind of thing.
Maybe.
yeah, Xfinity. What are your thoughts?
I thought it was awesome.
I mean, proving once again that the Xfinity cars are just better everywhere.
They were so fun to watch. Those guys were all over each other.
3 best drivers on the day: Connor Zilich,
Yep.
Ty Gibbs, and Daniel Suarez.
100%.
And I don't even know, like Suarez was like borderline third best guy.
but did lead the most laps.
Yeah, but I'm with him. I think if Gibbs and Zilich didn't have their issues,
We're
Ta-
telling a different
yeah.
story.
Suarez is not.
Taylor
in the,
Gray
not in the
was also
conversation.
really good. I think Taylor Gray probably did the smart thing and didn't push it too hard.
Oh, that
He took a
last
swipe
corner,
at him.
That
Yeah.
last corner,
But I
went,
don't-
oh,
He had a
took a
lot
swipe.
of. He was close for a while.
Yeah.
Like before and like the start and the end of that run to where
Yep.
he could have got physical. And I think he was like, I'm going to ride. And if he makes a mistake, I'll pounce.
but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
But I don't, he didn't want to be driven out of that place in the bed of a Toyota Tacoma. So
Yep,
Right.
he smartly was like,
I'll finish second.
second place is great on my resume.
But unbelievable for Suarez, who had a beautiful Quaker State car in the morning, and then buried it firewall deep into the tires.
Sure did.
And then they had. I didn't realize that it's a rule in Xfinity that you can't have a wrapped backup car.
Yep.
So all they could do was slap some
Well,
Quaker
that's
State.
finals.
That and they had 2 hours.
Yeah.
So
So they slapped some Quaker State stickers on. I don't know if you saw Chris Leone's tweet that you could literally make his car in the stock iRacing paint room because they had all the Quaker State logos. So somebody just took a flat black Xfinity car and stuck all the logos in the right spot, and it was perfect to the
Yeah.
Xfinity car.
Easy.
Yeah,
It actually kind of looked kind of badass.
I thought
it looked cool. It sucks though. Like that Quaker State scheme was so,
It was
So
beautiful.
good.
like it would have been gorgeous. Like him winning in that thing would have looked so cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, the flat black badass backup car.
Yep.
That was probably the most illegal car we've seen since the All Star race in 1997. Was that the year of the Raptor car?
Yes.
That thing had to have been cheated the fuck up.
No,
Like-
Raptor car would have.
96?
No.
95?
I
How
would say
old?
no. I think it was 99.
Yeah, because
The
90.
Chrome Illusion car was first. That was
That was
98.
97.
That was 98.
98?
Chrome Illusion car had the 50th anniversary on the hood.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense.
But
But yeah, that
Yeah, that 50th over your shoulder.
yes.
I am suspicious of the legitimacy of that 9 car, but I do not care. Because seeing him win that race made this whole weekend, I think, worth it.
Oh my God,
It was
unbelievable.
awesome. I've always liked Daniel Suarez. Obviously, he's having trouble in the Cup Series right now, but to see him go out there and win at his home track, and you saw how emotional he was all weekend. This was,
Yeah.
he felt necessary to put the whole sport on his back and kind of carry them through his city to show him how much his city means to him and
Dude,
how
he
great of
was-
a place it is.
The amount of pressure on him
Yeah.
was immense.
You could see the emotion in both races in the pre-race when the Mexican national anthem was going. He looked like he was about to be in tears.
I think he was.
I think
mean,
he
he was.
was.
Well, when
proud.
those the kids were singing on
Yes.
on the Cup race,
They did both
Yeah.
of them.
and that was I didn't see the pre-race for the Xfinity,
Oh,
but
okay.
I didn't know. But when they were singing, they kept cutting to him. I was like, dude, give the man some room
Yeah.
for a second.
But you
dude.
could see
Yeah.
the emotion when he got into the stadium section after he won and he climbed out of the car and he's beating on his chest and the whole place is going nuts. Like,
Also, did you see how Mexicans salute during the national
yes,
anthem?
I didn't know that they do the,
it's the
The
hand,
hand-
on the chest, the
but it's
heart.
like a salute over your
Yeah.
heart. It's not like putting your hand
And
over
it's
your heart.
supposedly below the heart, like as if you're putting your heart on your hand
yes.
or something.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It was like interesting though. Like they pointed it out, and I was like, "This guy fucking throwing up gang signs or something during this race? What's going on
But-
here?"
yeah,
I loved. We had our listener Levi in the crowd. He went. He traveled to Mexico City. He had a great spot in turn 1. His video of when Suarez took the lead was all time.
oh my
That
god,
crowd going absolutely nuts was unlike anything. Like they kept comparing it to if you were at Dega in like 04 and Junior took the lead,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean. Like that's what they were comparing it to. You
Yeah.
know, it's just
Yeah.
that was so awesome. It was such a good start to the weekend to see him get that win.
such a
and
feel good moment.
Also, we talked about Ross doing it the 600, start from last to win.
yeah,
Yeah.
second
that's a
track
huge
house driver
achievement.
to go.
Imagine
back front.
how dejected he felt
Oh, I'm
after
sure.
wrecking in qualifying or practice.
You thought Noah was dejected having to go to a backup car
Yeah.
in Cup, but like they had a whole day and night to like work on that and get it together. He knows that thing's buried. He's like, we go racing in like 4 hours.
Yeah. That being said, the Xfinity cars definitely are more prepared backups.
Yes. They had to like put a seat in
Yeah.
it and, you know, obviously get
Yeah.
other
adjust
things ready.
stuff
But
in the
yeah.
interior. But so that was super cool. Loved it for Daniel. He was the pride of Mexico City all weekend. So super cool to see that.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And, we talked about it a little at the beginning, and there's definitely a lot of pressure on him with what's going on at Trackhouse this year and, upcoming. He is in a contract year too.
Yep.
So I think this is the best this weekend probably could have gone. I mean, outside of obviously winning the cup race,
Yep.
but
But the cup race, he was competitive. He led a lap or led for the majority of a lap. He was up there top 4 pretty much all day. He got screwed by that pit strategy.
I just think the worst thing that could have happened was SVG winning for him. I think
and I don't, like I've been saying, I don't think it affects team optics. I think it affects SVG mental. Like SVG, like I said, he'd been getting the shit kicked out of him. They've been having a little bit of a climb. Then he goes out and wins. He's like, fuck, all right, I like doing this again.
I don't know. I just think they're now tied for wins. They both have 2 wins in the Cup Series.
with 273 less starts.
Yeah. SVG already has a contract for next year. He is signed through next year.
Yep.
It all depends on what they decide they want to do with Zilich.
Yep.
That's literally where this all lies.
Yep. That's kind of what worries me a little bit. SVG has 2 wins, 2 poles in 30 starts.
Yep.
Suarez has 2 wins, 3 poles in 303 starts.
Yep.
So that's, like Dan said, not the best look.
Nope.
Obviously, you're kind of comparing apples to dump trucks with 2 totally different drivers.
Yeah.
But a win's a
Yeah,
win.
not to mention Suarez was also getting shipped around for the first half of his career.
So he's now won twice and only been a full-time driver for a year.
Yeah.
Not even a full year. He hasn't even done a full suite, and he's already won twice. So definitely not the greatest looks. So yeah. Anyway, Saturday. Zilich put on a show for a lot of the day.
Well,
and
I
then
thought he was done.
ran out of talent.
I thought he was done at the end. And the fact that he was still the fastest car on track with a car that looked like it got run through a crusher.
Yeah.
That kid's got so much talent. It's disgusting.
What was it, 17 to go? I had it in my
Something like
notes.
that, yeah.
19 to go.
Yeah.
Zilich kind of sailed it in, wheel hopping in the first corner, and then calamity happens.
Yeah,
Half
he
the
hits-
field's involved.
He ends up 3 wide, him, Gibbs, and Suarez. Then Gibbs and Suarez are bouncing off each other. Gibbs cuts a tire down, goes to make the next corner, doesn't. Did he
Takes
take
out
out
Quapple.
Sawalich? Oh, Quapple.
Yep.
It was Quapple. And then they're sitting there, and I felt horrible for, who was it? Retzlaff?
Yeah.
Had no idea. Just piles into the back of Gibbs. Just a huge melee.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said,
Zilich
after
comes
that,
out like 25th, 26th with a car that looks destroyed and blows through the field and gets up to what? Fifth
he
or
finished 5th.
fifth? Yeah. It was
He gets up to 10th
unbelievable.
before that last caution, and then drives up to 5th.
Yeah.
Like
Which is honestly, like,
With-
I like
with-
Zilich.
17, you go back to green, 16, 17 to go,
Yeah.
and you're up 28 positions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
with
or
fresh
wherever the hell-
tires. But
And a
obviously, he
destroyed
was
car.
lights out beginning of that race. Him
Yeah.
and the 54 were better than, or 19.
19.
Gibbs.
Gibbs was
Were-
incredible
yeah.
all weekend.
They
Like,
were
both
super
cars.
It
good.
really was.
Zilich, this is like what he needs to happen, though. Like, we know, we've seen it every single time we go to road course. Zilich can go out there, lay down a lightning fast lap,
Yeah.
lead a bunch of laps. But the second he gets any sort of
Adversity.
adversity, he just starts shitting all over the place. He just blows every corner,
I
hits
see
people,
what you
cuts
mean. So,
tires
like, this
down.
is
He
a really good
overdrives.
So
learning
this is like
experience.
the training he needs. We talk
Yeah.
about people being in the Xfinity Series too mature,
Yeah, spot on.
where Zilich, we've talked about how mature he is mentally.
Yeah.
Interviews, obviously, he's got immense talent, a bunch of sponsorship money now with Red Bull and WeatherTech and all these guys. But this is the stuff he needs to get through in the Xfinity
This
Series.
is the adversity you can't teach.
Right.
This is the adversity you have to experience.
It's
Yes.
harder to overcome this in the Cup race.
Yeah.
So do it in the Xfinity race. Make these mistakes down here and learn what it's like to have to pick yourself back up.
Yeah. Real adversity.
Limp it across the line kind of thing. So I honestly like Zilich. Obviously, he's already won. He's in the playoffs. He's doing very good this season. But this is the stuff. It's almost like I'm hoping for this because it's like, let's see
Yeah.
how he recovers this time.
Yeah.
Because every time he gets a little bit better after the incident.
Yeah, make him come through the field. Like,
Yeah.
like speeding penalties are actually probably a good thing to have him, learn.
Like his
the
first
hard
truck race
lessons.
at Coda, obviously breaks the track record.
Yeah,
blows
we were
it-
there. It was
Blows
nuts.
Yeah,
blows
it
it
was
to
wild.
turn 1. But then him coming back through the pack, like, you're so much faster than everybody, but he raced like an idiot. And he ended up cutting tires down and getting damage and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's like, okay, you have the speed thing down, but it's like the
The
finesse and-
racecraft.
yeah, coming up and rebounding from mistakes. So it's like this kind of stuff is helping him, even though it looks bad. He's wrecking cars. He has a bunch of damage, but it's like this is like these are lessons that it's easier to learn down here than it will be in a couple
And
years
it's
in the Cup
lessons
Series.
it's lessons you'll carry with
Yeah.
you your whole career. You know,
So I mean, I love the kid. He's obviously got a huge future. So it's cool to see him getting better at recovering.
Sorry, yelling at the group chat.
which group chat?
Them.
I would just delete it.
Why are you
I don't
in
know
there?
why it's on your phone.
That's hell.
Um,
You guys yell at
we
me
have a
for
good
having
time.
Discord notifications on. That's worse. Being in that absolute
I
insane
mute.
asylum.
I mute our 4-person group chat. Never mind that fucking.
Is that why you never respond?
Yeah, that 8-person shit show.
Yeah, literally, you are just in an insane asylum
I
full
have
of degenerates.
I have a good time.
no, thank you.
I have a good time.
I'd rather not have a cell phone and go live off grid somewhere.
With the Starlink, you can.
Facts.
Yep.
No, they'd still be able to get a hold of me. Shit.
upcoming this weekend is the Explore the Pocono Mountains 250.
We get 25
I
more
like it.
miles or something like that because it was 225 last year. I remember they said they added some.
yeah,
length.
added 25.
Yep.
Yep.
Big fan of
Okay.
adding length. What?
We could have used a little less length at Mexico City this weekend.
Heyo.
Yeah, the
Noom,
cup.
noom, 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 noom.
I said it on Discord last night. Did that race feel excruciatingly long
It
to
needed to
anyone
be
else?
about 15 laps less.
Yeah, it should have been. a
Like
little bit.
SVG was out to like a 7-second lead. I looked up. I was like,
The
it's got to be almost.
75 at Chicago Street. Man,
Yeah, I think 100 here was way too long because I looked up with like 18 to go and I was like, oh, this is gonna be over soon. And then I like dozed off, looked up, it was 14 to go. I was like, what?
yeah.
Come on.
Should have been like
I think
80.
85 laps would have been good.
I think so.
That
too.
being said, like I appreciate them like giving the city as much.
Yes.
yeah, 100%.
I left my house on lap 1 to go to a steakhouse and still arrived back home in the middle of stage 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost
Yeah.
like a 4-hour race.
When they were
What
done,
steakhouse you go
when
to?
they were,
I can't pronounce it, but it's on the Brockton, like East Bridgewater line, right near Bill's Tire Barn, whatever the hell it's
oh, it's in
called.
Brockton. Yeah, Sam's fucking
No,
steaks.
it's technically West Bridgewater, but it's like a legitimate like Brazilian steakhouse.
What
I'll
got
send
me
you
was
the
when they in the middle or at the end of stage 2, they're under caution coming to the green to start stage 3, and they're like, and now we've hit halfway, and I'm like, excuse
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, so Sunday. Thoughts, prayers, feelings.
I thought it,
It
was
was
an
an
awesome
awesome race.
I thought it
It
was
was
a
good.
great road course race for these cars. Like they
Yeah.
were getting physical, especially towards the end there. Like back of the pack. Obviously, SVG, no one had to be physical with him. He was just fighting his own physical problems. But like there was
Yeah.
beating and banging. They were all over each other. Like it was kind of some sections. It reminded you of like we've talked about how some road courses are like short tracks. Some road courses aren't. You know, where
Right.
you get a lot of physical racing.
I think this track overall was incredible.
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
The
I,
couple sections I was worried about raced all right.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, obviously,
that's where I
the
was gonna
turn
go.
1 shit shows.
That
it's
wasn't
rough
even that
on
bad.
just
But
the restart.
I expected one to be a total disaster, and that's what I was going to say. Is I expected that absolute calamity.
I thought
And
it was
it
going to be.
wasn't.
I looked at that map last week and I was like, Coda. That's
Yeah,
all I
there-
saw was Coda dive bombs.
I had Norm in my head. I was like, Norm's going to lose his mind
Yeah.
over this
Yeah.
turn 1. And it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
There were a couple people that overcooked it. You know, like we saw Zilich wheel hop his way through there, and we saw a couple mistakes, but nothing totally egregious. We didn't see the, the Jesse Iwuji taking people out.
Well,
you
no,
know,
we didn't,
coming
we didn't
into
see the
one.
Ross
Kyle
Chastain
Busch.
going. Ross Chastain
wasn't
going.
one.
Ross Chastain
No,
and
that
Coda
was.
going. No,
That-
that was 4.
That was
That was 4.
Oh, I thought that was 1.
No.
I thought it was
Ross,
too.
you know, we didn't. I was fully expecting the Ross Chastain 7 wide. I'm just going to move everybody out of my way, and but that didn't happen. It was actually
No,
very
we
good.
saw a couple guys like go wide. Like Logano,
Yeah.
we saw spin out wide at one
Yeah.
point.
So a lot of people overcook things in
Yeah.
practice and pre-race, but
Also,
it wasn't
it
any
should be mandatory
super egregious.
to have like a wet segment in every single road course.
Oh my
race.
god, it makes it so much cooler.
Just get water trucks out there.
Watching the 2 and 17 stay out, and I was like, they're making the right decision. And then they cut to another camera.
no,
I
it
was
was
like,
one.
you guys are cooked.
It wasn't. I
It
thought
was
it was
turn 1.
Was it? I thought it was
Yeah, that's
4.
what I thought.
Okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
I thought they were cooking down that backstretch. Well,
I
the
thought it
front
was
stretch.
4.
Yeah. We every time it's rained, we've had banger road course
Yep.
races.
Yep.
Especially the transition.
And
too,
this
which
is
really
where
enjoy.
my complaint of the weekend comes in. Again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. NASCAR, they're adults. Let them figure it the fuck out. You don't have to throw the caution because it's raining.
Oh, I see
If
what
it's
you mean.
raining,
Yeah.
just let them deal with it. I understand on ovals, like the Loudon thing last year. I get it, because the ovals are still very unknown. We've only done it twice. But
Yeah.
this is how many road course races in the rain. Every other series doesn't throw a caution when it starts raining. They let the teams figure it out. If you want to come in and put rain tires on, they should come over the radio and say, this is now a wet race.
From my understanding, it is only in that situation. Everything else would be live.
Yes, but I think the whole thing should be live. There's no reason to throw the caution.
I agree. I see what your point is, but I understand their point where the race really hadn't started,
Nah,
and
I
it's
don't
like,
care.
do we risk?
No, they would have done that if
$6
it was
million worth of race cars in turn.
They
one
would have done
piled
that
up?
if it was lap 36. They would have, if it started raining on lap 36, they would have thrown the caution. And it is now a wet race. No, come over the radio, say it's a wet race. Everybody turns their fucking flashy lights on. Let them be big boys and figure it out. They got teams of engineers, the drivers. You heard them all day yesterday talking about, I think we should go to slicks. I think we should stay on wets. It's listen to your drivers.
Yeah.
Let the guys that do the strategy and figure it out. They're adults. We're not talking about kids and bandoleros here. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Let them be adults
I mean,
and let them figure it out
I
for
was-
themselves.
I'm okay
I
with
hate
it.
I hate it. I think it's so dumb. Every other series that races in the rain.
If it was lap 10, I'd be in your exact shoes. The fact that it hadn't really started
I
at
don't
all,
think it matters at all.
I'm siding with them on
I
this one.
think I'm okay with them throwing it at the start of rain. I liked how they naturally ran out of the rain, but it was like you said, it was the first lap, but it was like an instant downpour in some segments. So you're just going to send these guys in at speed on slicks
They
to a section of the track that's 2.5 miles away.
they had spotters. They knew.
Yeah, but they also threw the yellow and let them run around the track at pace, yellow pace, and gauge it for themselves. And we had multiple guys stay out. NASCAR didn't mandate that they put rain tires on.
That I'm happy
That
with.
was
They did.
We had the
Hilarious.
two in the
No,
17.
but think about-
they drove around. They decided on their own. I don't mind it at the beginning of rain
Nah.
because it's like all of a sudden it's not like it gradually started raining over 30 minutes. It was like, hey, it's lap one. All of a sudden it's downpouring on the backside of the
But
track.
No other
I think that's too big of a
racing
risk.
series does it that way.
Yeah.
I think
see
it would have
both
been.
sides.
I think it would have been awesome. You got Cindric decides to stay out. Everybody else comes in for wets. Now Cindric's 25, 30 seconds ahead, and they're running him down, and he's trying to hang on for his life. To you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I don't think they need to throw the caution. They're big boys. They can figure it out.
Especially on road courses where it doesn't hurt you as bad.
Exactly. I just don't. I hate it. I think it's so dumb. You look at, not to compare us to F1 and any other, but all those other series. The only time they stop it for rain is if it's an absolute deluge. Like if you got wakes behind the fucking cars, then yeah.
Yeah.
I think they got spotters all over the place. NASCAR has spotters all over the place. You come on the radio, say this is now a wet race. Everyone turns their lights on, and you make up your mind on what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Which is what they did. If you remember back, you were there, the COTA race. They didn't throw anything for that because I remember Cindric stayed out on dries. And it was like, oh, this is a really dumb move. Kind of did the same thing he did this weekend. He stayed out on slicks, and it was a mess for like 5 laps. And then, but everybody was coming in to get wets, and he stayed out, and it was kind of the same thing. And then the track started. I don't know if the track ever dried out. Actually, never mind. But you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't do it at that COTA race. I don't think they did. They threw the caution when there was the massive pileup on the backstretch.
Which one?
The
one where
the
Custer went
Harvick-
underneath
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truex?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the best race to use as an
No,
example.
I'm just
because that
saying-
was a bloodbath.
I'm just saying that was the first time they did it, and I don't remember them throwing a caution when it started raining to make
They
everybody
did.
decide
I'm
what they
pretty sure they
wanted.
did.
No, I'm saying like a rain caution. I don't think they did.
I think it was raining. No, it was raining beforehand, so it was mandatory to start on it.
Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, because
right,
I
'cause
feel
I was
like
there.
we're
It
gradually
was
getting.
soaked.
Were you there?
It was
You've never
pouring
told us
before.
about that before.
Like pulling in
cowboy
the parking
boots.
lot, it was
Did you have
pouring.
new? Oh yeah, you got new boots. That's right. You did go to that one.
I did go to that one. Yeah.
But I think they're growing into
Did
it.
you go to the
Obviously-
1998 CMT 300 too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, like rain tires are still pretty new. Like they've had them on road courses for years, but they never really used them.
They
Like
had them back in the Gen
it was
4 days.
it was
even.
super like almost never. And now it's becoming more normal because it fucking for whatever reason just rains on weekends every weekend now.
Well, yeah.
But I think they're growing into it. I think if this was a more comfortable track for the teams and drivers, like Sonoma, Watkins Glen, Charlotte Roval, I think they may have let them drive into the rain and see how it goes. But this is a brand new track. You have guys everywhere. You don't have spotters in every section.
And a track with a lot of paint on it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I thought it was
get it. I think these
and-
guys they're good.
Yeah.
They're the world's best stock car drivers. They don't need to be told what to do.
everywhere else. I'd be fighting the same fight you did.
Yep.
But I think it's like Kyle said. It was pretty much they just called a false start.
No, and I
because
get
they
it.
were
All right,
3/4 of a lap.
We're going in circles. We'll keep digging. The stadium section was insane.
I thought that was the,
Like that
I
was
s-
the coolest part of that whole thing.
I think I showed you guys that, or I showed him that. No, maybe it was you. We were talking. I think when this race first got announced, we were talking about it in Discord, and I showed the picture of like what it looks like in F1, and people were like, and then I think they had a picture of it
Yeah.
as a baseball stadium too, and people
Yep.
were like, "Yo, what the hell?"
Yeah, you told me about the baseball stadium. I didn't see the picture
Yeah,
of it, but
and it's such a cool section. The fact that they go under the grandstands,
I
like,
can't imagine how loud that was.
That was
probably
my first,
very,
my
very
first
loud.
comment on it. When I saw that they actually physically went under a tunnel, I was like, those people are fucked.
They're deaf.
Like, that's probably why
Because
that
then
place,
they're behind the
that's
grandstands.
probably why
and they're
that,
getting
that
the back of
section
their
wasn't
heads
full
blown
all
off.
weekend.
Yeah,
Like, it wasn't as full as it probably should have been, probably because people were like, they sat there for 5 laps. They're like, vamos, we're going to sit somewhere else. Dude, this is too
Well,
loud.
if you looked down where all those like picnic areas
A lot
were,
of people
that
were
was
down there.
stacked.
Yeah.
So it might have been people that moved down.
I was-
but it was super cool.
When I saw that section, I was a little iffy about it. Like, obviously, visually, it looks fantastic. It's all painted. The seats are all around. But I was like, that is such a tight section
they
for
think
next
I
gen
think
cars.
they said it's the tightest corner, the slowest and tightest radius corner in
they
NASCAR.
raced
it
through
didn't need to be that tight.
Well, that's
though.
how it is.
There was a
though.
lot of
That's-
space.
That's just
They
how it
raced
is. It's
through
the
it
same
great.
as the F1 track.
So is the baseball goes on top of it, obviously.
I don't know if it is still a baseball stadium, but there is pictures of it as a baseball stadium.
There's
I don't
that
know.
football field right behind it.
I don't know how it works if they turn it back into a baseball
Maybe
stadium,
probably
or if it's just that used to be a baseball stadium. I'm not sure. But I
I
thought that
think-
section was so.
I think
friggin'
we
cool.
dodged a bullet with that section. The exit of the stadium where it goes to the tunnel was
Blind.
so tight.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
and it
I
was
am-
really blind getting on pit road.
Shocked we didn't have a log jam in there at one
Yeah,
point.
I agree.
Yep.
And
Like,
the pit road entry was
Bubba-
nuts.
Bubba and I think John Hunter were racing through there late in the race. And there were multiple times where if you pinch that guy on the outside, he's just eating concrete.
Yep.
And everyone was very kind through there and giving each other room, not pinching the guy on the outside that's jumping the curbs. So like I think we definitely dodged a bullet with that section.
Yeah.
Because I think that easily could have been like a 30 car just
The only
log jam.
major calamity we had was Kyle Busch just sailing it
Yeah.
into one.
Yeah, which is like he said he said in his interview, he goes, I got on the brakes at the end of one of the end of the last straightaways, and he goes, the brakes felt
He broke.
as if I was on dry.
He broke too early, like a couple corners before that.
Yeah.
So then when he got to one, he was like, "I can drive it in deeper." No, you can't.
Nope.
You
He
can't.
also was like on the curb a little bit, which I
Yeah.
think fucked
He did
him.
the Kurt Busch at Coda just unsuccessful.
Oh,
Yeah.
he sailed that thing
And
in
then
there.
Zane
Remember Coda
just-
when Kurt perfectly
Yep,
slid between
yep,
people?
Yep.
Instead, his brother Kyle just takes out half the damn field.
Zane just falling right in there, the fucking second ball down the
Yeah.
alley.
Yep.
I forget. I think it was Buscher's on board, or they
No,
showed.
Gilliland was the one.
Gilliland.
That,
Gillen
Gilliland
was
was the
almost
one
got
that's
his head
like,
taken off.
he literally just like it was that clip of Mark Martin at Charlotte where there's just cars wrecking all around you and you're just like
It's just
ah.
Justin Haley's just like, shoo. Like, dude, it had to have scratched his bumper how close it
I
was.
laughed so hard for the rest of that race every time you saw the 7 car because it looked like something out of a demo derby.
No, you know what
back
it looked
was
like?
all
It looked like Lightning McQueen.
Yes, with the giant
Thing
spoiler.
is pushed up.
Or if you go to a demo derby and everyone's using the back of the car,
Yeah.
the whole thing was caved in and the spoiler was probably a foot higher than it should have been.
Yeah, the bumper cam was looking at him.
Yeah, that was funny. I mean, Larson got absolutely mowed down,
Oh,
and I don't
yeah.
know what happened. Like, obviously, he got hit in the front. He had right front and right rear wheel damage. That front wheel was just like when it
It pushed him
turned.
into Dinger, I think.
When it turned, no, Bush hit Dinger as he slid through all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Larson and Dinger were nose to tail.
They were, and
And
Kyle
Bush
just kind of
hit Larson's
Got it.
left front or right front and Dinger's right rear at the same time.
yeah. But like Kyle, when he spun around, you could literally see like all of the suspension parts just be like, "Nah, we're done." He was fine, and then the wheel just goes clink, and the car
Yeah.
jumps
The
over
car
the
was
wheel.
hopping on
Yeah.
the
like
wheel.
shattered the upper.
Yeah,
But they put
And-
that car back together and put it
Yeah.
back on the road.
I love the fact that it's the 5 team. It's quintessential Cliff Daniels and the 5 team. We are 43 laps down in a 100-lap race. Change my tires. I'm going to go get the point for the fastest lap.
Like I
Yeah.
said, like as soon as I found out he got the fast lap, I was like, this is like Cliff Daniels' exact statement was like, they can't tech our car because it's totaled.
Yeah.
So this shit's about to have the most illegal setup you've ever seen in your life in it.
Yep.
And they kept going out, coming in, pitting,
Yeah.
adjusting, going out, coming in, pitting, adjusting. And that was, I guess it was Kyle Larson who came over the radio and he goes, "Hey, is this car good?" Cliff's like, "Yeah, it's good as new."
Kyle goes, all right, what's the fastest lap on the day?
Where's the first tee and what's the course record?
Yeah.
You see the video I sent
Yeah,
you?
Yeah.
John
Sir, I just
Daly
wrapped
did.
up. What's the course record? I believe it's 62, sir. Good. I just hit it 127.
Yeah. But that was literally the John Daly. Where's the first tee and what's the course record? That's all I thought of when he said, what's the fastest lap?
Yeah.
I was like, get it. Go
Animal.
get you.
And he was just out there drifting it, fucking pushing it to the limits. It
Dude,
was super
they,
cool.
Why
when
not,
they
right?
showed him on TV, you could see like coming out of the stadium section and that because that last like was it 14, 15, it was like one corner, but they had two numbers. Everybody else is like in the middle of the track, kind of taking it easy. He's up against the wall, like sideways, dragging the rear quarter
Yeah.
against the wall. Like he is getting it for all it's worth
Yeah.
right now.
Another great showing. C. Bell
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
started 31st.
I felt bad for him in the Xfinity race in that Sam Hunt car. He was very fast. He was the
Oh,
third
yeah.
fastest car, I think. He was faster than Suarez, and then that thing just left the chat on him, which weird place to not throw a caution for a stopped car. But that's
Also
on
weird
Yeah,
for
he
him to
got
not
out.
just like nose it into the garage that was 2 feet in front of him.
Yeah.
He just like intentionally stopped on pit road.
I think he shut it down to stop the smoke, and
Yeah.
then
And
probably
they-
wouldn't refire.
I respect NASCAR for not throwing the yellow.
Yeah, I think the car was
It's
enough
on
out of the
pit
way.
road. He was like tucked behind the tires.
Yeah.
The only thing was like, you got to tell him like, hey, unless that thing's on fire, stay in the fucking car.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like he just gets out of the car on pit road. Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
On a live pit road
So,
too. Yeah.
but yeah, he had a great showing in the Cup race. He was actually really quick.
Yep.
Trying to think of other things that happened.
Yeah.
SVG kicked the living snot out of
Yeah.
everybody.
I mean, and you know what? I think I don't feel bad for Ty Gibbs because I don't like Ty Gibbs, but I really, 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 really wanted to see how that pit stop was going to play out.
Yeah.
It was very F1-esque where it's like someone pits here and they have a pit road. You know, it takes 35 seconds for them to come down pit road, do a stop, and leave. And he's got a 36-second lead. So where are they going to come out? Are they going to come out on top of each other? Is he going to be in front? Is he going to be in front? Are they going to be side? Like, it was going to be really
Yeah.
cool. But that late caution just absolutely screwed Ty. And I thought he was going to come marching through the field, but he got stuck behind Chase. Chase was fast as fuck at the end.
Yeah.
And he got stuck behind Chase, and then he got stuck behind Chastain, and then it was over. He just used his tires up, and he couldn't do anything anymore.
SVG was extending his lead by an extra second
Oh,
a lap for the last 5.
it was
It's funny.
ridiculous.
His crew chief, I guess, got on the radio and was like, "Slow down." He's like, "I'm just keeping my pace."
Yeah, and he said
The
in his
dude's
post,
too cocky, dude.
he
He's
said
like,
in the
if I
post
slow
race-
Try to
down,
stay
I
in my
make
rhythm.
mistakes.
yeah, he said in his post race, he's like, I can't. Like, if I slow down, he said he did start to slow down and he was making mistakes. So he's like, never mind, and just hammered down again.
Once you get into a rhythm, it's like you change that rhythm,
Yeah.
you could easily screw
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
up. That's with anything. So I mean, I guess you can't really blame him there. But my God, a 16 and a half. What was it? 16.5,
16.5.
7?
It
yeah,
is
it's
the
because the race
largest,
was 16.5 laps too long.
largest margin of victory in the next gen. Where was
Largest margin of victory since Texas, November 2009.
Yes.
That shocks me. That
And the largest on a road course since the 70s.
Yeah, and then
what was the Indy race with McDowell?
no, he had Chase right up his ass.
Did he?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Chase, him and
Towards the
Chase
end,
were
yeah,
battling.
Chase reeled him in.
Yeah,
Um,
the yellow free race.
Yep, and then the previous largest margin of victory for next gens was Larson at Bristol last year, wasn't it? It was like 6 seconds or 7 seconds.
7, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just, I mean, I saw a
Buried
clip.
them
I don't know if someone posted it in Discord or I saw it on Twitter. He had such a large lead that he finished his burnout in the stadium section by the time 4th place passed him.
It's insane. He was gone.
Yeah, that last caution kind of it screwed some people, helped some other people. Obviously, Suarez was one of the people that
Yep.
screwed. He had a top 10 run going. It probably helped Bowman in the 20
I think it did.
to get him closer, but I think they had both already pit, so they were gonna be ahead of a lot of people. So it definitely that last caution kind of shook it up. I mean, goddamn, he would have had a 36-second lead at the end of that thing, unless the 54 was right on him, like we suspect.
I think the 54 was faster. I think he had a better car.
I think he was
Shane
running
was
behind
saving.
him. Yeah.
True.
I
do
think he was just
that.
riding.
He was just riding, but I think the 54. I don't think he would have put 16 seconds on the 54.
No,
I
No,
think it would
I
have been
think
a
no.
no,
If
battle.
that, if that ran out naturally, the 54 should have been on him.
Yeah,
I don't think he would have been on him.
Uh,
He gapped everyone.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
think he would have.
SVG had a slow stop. His green flag stop was
Well,
pretty
yeah,
Yeah,
they
slow.
had to wait on fuel,
Yeah,
so then Gibbs wasn't going to have to wait
because they were like, if he's out in
14 and a half.
yeah,
or,
17
Can we talk
seconds,
about-
he's good. and
Can we
it was
talk about
24 seconds.
his kick of the
Oh,
rugby ball?
I was going to say,
redemption.
before we get there, can we talk about? I forgot that these were backwards pit stops. These are the most trained professionals, the greatest pit stop guys in the world. That was so clunky.
Oh, so
It
bad.
was so. It looked like we were watching the mechanics in ARCA do pit stops.
They
Like,
popped off a real good 13.
It was so clunky and awkward, and I love it.
I think they were also like pacing themselves because they knew they had to wait on gas
Yeah,
every time.
true.
Yeah.
So they were just being like, that's what they were talking about, like SVG when he was worried about the loose wheel. They're like, look, these guys are going so slow because they
It looked
know
like
they
we
have
had
to wait on
practice.
gas.
Yeah.
Also worth mentioning the Carson Hocevar wrecking ball
Oh my god.
all weekend.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that post race.
Okay.
But
SVG's
The
burnout
boot.
was rad. Was his burnout was
Yeah.
rowdy.
he's from down under.
Yeah. And then the fucking
New
boot,
Zealand's, the Australians, they love burnouts down
he
that way.
barely made it over the fence. That the guy caught it in the first
Yeah,
row.
after kicking it 75 yards.
No, I know. I'm saying it was such a long. I
and
thought he'd
shitting
go.
and pissing himself all race.
I thought he was gonna go closer to the fence, and then he just like took 2 steps from the car and booted that thing. And I was
he
like,
got it like barely over the fence. It bounced and like made it over like the second fence.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
it was awesome. That
Oh.
guy, that kid that caught it was hyped too.
Oh yeah, absolutely, as anyone should be. But yes, now we get into the everyone pulls down pit road, everyone gets out of the cars. Ricky Stenhouse and Carson Hocevar get into it together once again.
Yeah, Hocevar is a lap down. Ricky's actually having a pretty good day. He's still fighting around the cut line, so
Yeah,
he's
but
like,
they'd bumped into each other multiple times
Yeah.
throughout the day.
And-
Ricky was getting used up. I think Bowman spun him at one
Yeah.
point. I think Carson Hocevar had gotten into him earlier.
he
in the
almost
race.
killed. Riley Herbst almost killed him. Can we talk about that for
Oh
a
my
second?
God.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I was like, Riley, what are you doing?
Yeah, I did. I was like,
Because
but
there were a couple. Who was it? Somebody else. I think it might have been Carson. Did it on the final turn
yes,
and like cut in front of a couple people, and I was like, that was close. And then Riley Herbst was like, that takes the cake. You got
Yeah.
it.
But I loved out of this whole thing, Josh Berry
yeah.
just found a spot to hang out. He's like, I got a good seat for this. I'm just gonna I saw all
gonna
the still
watch.
pictures, and he's just
I
leaning
feel
on the
like
fence.
this isn't the first time Josh Berry has been the bystander.
I
Was
don't
he
think
the
so.
bystander for Reddick and Busher last year at Darlington?
Ooh, maybe.
Maybe
I feel like we have another picture of Josh Berry just minding his
just
own
vibing.
business.
Yeah, just being a chill guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they pull down pit road, or before that, during the race, Carson's a lap down. They're in that tight stadium section. Carson just wheel hops like crazy. I mean, it was an accident. He didn't do it on purpose. But Ricky was like, dude, you're a lap down. Like, what are you doing? And he
Yep.
slides into Ricky, spins him out. They both spin out. And then, yeah, they pull down pit road. And
Did you see Carson though? After he got into Ricky, he just like pulls off to the side and waits for Ricky to get
Yeah.
going.
he's like,
Yeah,
you
He
go
was
ahead.
not. He was fine because he was pointing straight, and he like pulled off and waited for Ricky to get it going, and he got behind Ricky. He was not getting in front of him.
Yeah, so they pull on pit road. Ricky walks up. He doesn't even let Hocevar get out of the car.
And
Still-
Hocevar was beat after that race too.
Yeah. Still has his helmet on, and I loved shouts to NASCAR man RR on Twitter. He did the audio, like he cleaned up the audio so you could from the in car so you could actually hear what Ricky was saying. And he's like, "What are you doing? You're a lap down." Blah blah blah. Then he ends it with a slap on the helmet, and I'm gonna beat your ass when we get back to the States. Smart move. Don't catch a case in Mexico. We don't know how that works down there.
Yep.
Don't know how that works. Smart move. I want to be a fly on the wall in the Charlotte airport today when Ricky's just standing in the terminal with his shorts on, like, "Sup?"
If
Those
Ricky
seem
will
like two
beat his
teams
ass.
that would also fly together.
I want Ricky to show up to Pocono in the shorts. Saturday
Well,
morning.
yeah, he left the shorts at home. That's why he couldn't fight him in Mexico.
Just
yeah, you got to go home and get the
show-
shorts first. Then
we
go
need
beat
to be
his ass.
we need to be there when the garage opens on Saturday morning and find Ricky and just see if he's got the shorts on.
Ricky will absolutely fold Hocevar.
But he'd be punching up. Hocevar is a big boy.
No, Hocevar is a tall boy.
No, he's tall.
You know
I'm
what we
saying
should've
reach
done?
wise, like
Ricky, just give him a couple gut shots. He'll be
Yeah.
fine.
We
Yeah.
should have ordered a set of the loosest fast shorts and gave them to Carson. But here you go. You need your own pair of
Get
ass
beat
kicking
up in
shorts.
these.
Yeah.
oh my god. But yeah, I mean, but you know what? Even if it was an accident,
Doesn't matter.
Carson, you've lost the benefit of the doubt. It's
over.
gone.
Yeah.
Like
He lost the benefit of the doubt 4 years ago. In the
Exactly.
truck
You
series.
have-
he's going to get his ass kicked. If he doesn't get shipped this weekend or sometime soon, he will get his ass
Well,
kicked.
now he has to get his ass kicked because Ricky is not the. I mean, look at what happened in the All Star race. I'll be waiting for him. 3 hours later, he's waiting for him. Ricky is not the type to tell someone that you're going to beat his ass because now it's out there. Now everyone knows you're gonna. You said it. You can't back down now because then you're going to look like a bitch.
He said that on, was it DBC that he was on a couple weeks later? He's like, I had to hit him
Yeah,
because I said I was going to hit him.
Well,
Yeah.
Ricky was on DBC 2 weeks ago,
yeah. That's what he's.
and he was talking about the Kyle Busch one.
Kyle Busch time.
But a couple weeks ago on DBC, he was talking about Carson Hocevar because they
Yeah.
got into it at Nashville, and he's like, Kids on thin ice.
Yeah. Well, the ice broke
Yeah.
because
Well, it's over now.
I loved Corey.
Well,
I loved Corey in the post race.
Well, you make bad decisions. You make bad decisions. Then you make an accident. It's no longer an accident because
boy who
all
cried
the other
wolf.
things. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Corey in the post race talking about how if I was Carson, you're not hard to find. You're 6'2" and you drive a Dale Earnhardt truck around Mooresville. You're gonna get found.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Prime played the in-car video multiple times.
They did. Yep.
So I love Prime. Don't ever leave us, please. Stay. Yeah, Carson, you just like you've been getting so much praise, and so hasn't Ricky all throughout the year for punching above his weight class.
Literally.
And he's literally going to need to punch above his head in
His
a
height
couple
class.
of days here. But it's obviously like another new winner. Carson's had super good speed lately, so he's edging closer to that cutoff line. He hasn't had the finishes, but like this is all hurting Ricky.
Oh yeah.
So it's like now, not only are you two going to be battling for that cutoff spot, he's now causing problems for you on the track. And this is multiple different races he's done it. Carson obviously has a reputation throughout his entire career.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, if like Carson, like you've been getting so much notoriety for being fast the past couple of weeks, this is not helping you.
100%.
I said it perfect.
Like not all good press is good, or not all
Yeah.
press is good press.
I had
kind
a
of
great
thing.
thought. We should set up a ring for them, and they can come duke it out in turn 1 at Pocono on Friday.
Ride the dead
So,
day.
Ricky, Carson, we will have an official referee. It'll be one of us, probably 10 beers deep. You guys can come out to turn 1. We'll give you a nice soft spot for one of you to land. I'm assuming it'll be Carson. Come on
Carson's
out.
still a kid. He might still have a soft spot.
Yeah, true.
Well, he will when Ricky's done with
Come
him.
on over. We'll hype it up as much as we can. It'll be fun. Just come do it. It's not fun in the garage because the fans. Come do it with the real people. We
Yeah.
want to see it. So come on out to turn 1.
Cut his fucking head off.
Grab his dick and twist it. Just hear Kyle in the back. The old dick twist.
Oh my god.
It's probably all Ricky can reach. That's how you get him down.
All right. I mean, that's all I got for the race recap.
I did
I think. What do you give it overall? Your overall grade or number? Whatever
I
you
thought
want.
the race was great. The fans were unbelievable. I've heard a
I
lot of.
expected more fans, to be honest.
So they talked about that on the teardown.
Your final synopsis.
I was gonna say, well, I wanted to get into the fans thing. They talked about it on the teardown. Apparently, a lot of people didn't go because it was pretty expensive. It was apparently the stadium section. The cheapest tickets were like $60, which
Okay.
doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot for
It's
down
like
there.
60,000 pesos or
And
something.
people were comparing it. I guess they like sold out the Formula E race down there. Like the stadium section was sold out. Tickets were $10.
So they priced it wrong.
I think,
Yeah.
and they said it wasn't NASCAR. It was, I forget the name, but it was whoever the promoting company is the ones that set the prices for the tickets. And they just think they whiffed. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
They whiffed
Well, I
on the
mean,
ticket
like
prices.
a $60 ticket here for a special event's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's
But they're,
fair.
it's a pretty good chunk of change down there, I guess.
Right. Okay.
And
So they screwed up.
yeah, it is what it is. But I think,
I'm sure that was more of a mistake than anything.
I agree. And I think now seeing it, if they go back there next year, I would expect the crowd to be bigger because now people saw it.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of people down there that are like, oh, this seems cool, but I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm not spending $60 a pop to go to that
Yeah,
or
and then they
whatever the
see what
tickets
it
ended
is.
up being.
I mean, I think for the inaugural thing that we don't race there and they don't know who the hell we are for the most part. I mean, I'm sure there's fans, whatever, but
Yeah.
the vast majority of the people that you saw in those stands did not have merch on.
A lot of them had F1 merch on.
Yeah, so you they're new fans for the most part. I mean, I think it's a great thing
Yeah.
overall. You know,
I did see a lot of things. I thought it was just really
For a
cool.
first year?
And this is why we do this is I saw a lot of posts on Twitter, listened to a couple things with people that, some of the media guys that talked to locals down there. And
Yeah.
there's people down there that are fans and they were losing their minds because they're like, we've been watching this on TV for 10 years and I finally get to see a car in front of me. We get that when we're going to go
Yeah.
to Pocono this weekend. The first time the car goes out, we're like, fuck yeah, we're back. We've seen them hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Throughout our life. Imagine watching it on TV and then finally getting to go.
Well, there was that guy, Jeff Gluck, he posted a picture of Kyle Busch.
Yes.
It's like, I've been a fan of him for 20 years. I finally get to see him in person.
The guy was like almost in tears because he finally
Yeah.
got to see Kyle
He's
Busch
like,
in person.
he's
Like,
right there.
yeah.
and that's exactly why we should do this.
I guess they did whiff also, not just ticket prices, but I guess now this is again a logistical thing. I guess a lot of the fans down there were complaining of merch because obviously the merch haulers did not make the trip down there, which is completely understandable. But I guess the only merch they had was just like generic NASCAR Mexico City merch and then like a couple driver like Jeff Gluck called them jerseys, but I think they might have been uniform shirts, but it was like 3 of them. So I
Got
guess
it.
a lot of them were like, we were excited to finally get the merch at the track, and this is what you bring us.
Yeah, I feel like you got to put that on the teams a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, I get not bringing the merch haulers all the way down there, but hell, set up the damn
Getting a merch hauler across the border is probably difficult.
But hell, set up the damn merch tent like they used to do. You
Yeah.
know, have Fanatics set up a merch
Yeah.
tent full of friggin' every driver's
the
merch.
one big one like they do at Daytona.
Exactly.
Yeah, you did see on the broadcast a lot of just NASCAR hats, NASCAR flags.
There was a whole group of people during the race yesterday. I saw they all had the white NASCAR Mexico City hat. Like it looked like they must have probably handed them out, maybe, or they all bought them. I don't know. Speaking of handouts, we got to go next year because they were handing out free beer.
Yeah, but it's Corona, so
Don't care. It's free beer.
But Corona's fantastic.
I don't love Corona, but if I'm in Mexico and someone's handing it to me for free, Levi confirmed it. Levi does not drink. He told them that he is sober and doesn't drink beer. The guy ran over and grabbed him whatever the 0 Corona is and gave it to him.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
saw
actually
the
really
picture.
good.
I saw a picture of a guy. He had a big thing, like a big, like you see at Fenway, just full of beers, and they were just handing them out when you walk through the gates.
That's sick.
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
free beer.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Free beer, but you can't have your headsets.
Oh yeah, they didn't allow headsets. They
Yeah,
were not
that's
allowed to
weird.
bring scanners in. Levi had his
Yeah,
scanner.
they took it.
They took it from him and put it in like a locker, and he got it back at the end of the race. But they weren't allowed. Kind of missed the mark on that one.
Yeah, but being able to
Weird.
get it back after the race is a
That's
huge win.
clutch. That's clutch.
Yeah.
Not like
You're in
Cody-
Mexico and they just took your $250 scanner
Yeah.
away from you, and you got it back. That's a W.
But yeah, I just thought it looked awesome. I also, speaking of the drinks, did you see the post race? They had margaritas.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
did
I
a
did.
margarita toast, and Dale Jr. still had a beer. He
Yep.
was like, "Miss me with that. I'll just take a beer, thank you."
Yeah.
And
You got
Corey
High Rock vodka
Corey
in that
was the
margarita?
only one that drank it. Everybody else's looks like they took one little sip. Corey's by the end of the segment was down. It was all ice and like this much liquid left. I was like, "That's why we
If
love you,
handed it to
big
me,
guy."
I'd be gone.
Yeah, that's why we love you, big guy. But
Love it. Love it.
yeah. Yeah, I thought it was an awesome. The whole weekend, the racing was great. I loved the track. I thought the track was really cool. I just thought the whole seeing people get that excited about the sport we love.
Yeah.
When
100%.
we're stuck in this cycle all the time of all we see is bitching about this, bitching about that. It was refreshing
nuts.
to see people that were just like, holy shit, I'm seeing this in person. This
Yeah.
is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. Great grades across the board for me too. I mean, a few logistical issues.
Yeah.
That's growing pains. That's learning from doing something the first time. You know, Coda was a nightmare the first time. Then we went there. And now it's a
The
well-oiled
clash the first
machine.
time in the Coliseum was
Yeah.
kind of messy.
So I think overall, for as much of a logistical nightmare as it could have been, you know, it wasn't as bad. Plane issues, not their fault.
Yep.
Definitely could have done things differently, but you can't predict that. So
I think we
I think the racing was great, like you said.
Yeah.
The fans were great. The stadium section's unbelievable. The course was beautiful.
Turn one, where Levi was sitting, looked just as hyped as the stadium section. That grandstand was packed.
Yeah. Flying colors, in my opinion. Norm?
I thought definitely. I didn't doubt the on track action would be good. Obviously, we've seen the road courses in the past few years have been great.
Yeah.
Great showing, and it's like the less familiar they are with a track, the better the racing
100%.
is.
Yeah.
I was boomer worried about going to Mexico just because of the current climate in the world. Glad that all
Understandable.
went swimmingly. I'm glad all the trucks got down there, and it seemed like minimum hiccups for them.
Yeah.
The armored transports were cool visually, but I'm not jealous of riding in them during them having to go across the border
I
with
thought it was sick.
Right.
the freaking army
I thought it was sick.
escorting them. It was very Sicario. If you've seen Sicario, it looked exactly like that. It was pretty cool. Like I said, I thought the fan turnout would be better. I didn't know about the pricing issue. Definitely, if it can be cheaper, I think it should be, because I kind of expected what you see at like an F1 race, kind of what we saw at Chicago
Yeah.
the first time they went there. It was just the curiosity of it brings in more people. I expected like Le Mans,
I
where
thought
like there's people lined up along the fence the entire length of the track.
I thought the stadium section would be full, and when I saw it on Saturday, I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday." And then it was the exact same crowd on Sunday. I was like, "Oh," I was hoping that was going to be like wall to wall people.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was also a lot of grandstands they weren't using. Crazy to think that they fill that place for F1. Like, did you see all the empty sections
Oh, yeah,
and stuff?
yeah.
But that's fine. I get it. So yeah, I think, and on the subject of the international stuff, I say keep it going, but within reason.
Yeah.
Go to Canada. Keep going back to Mexico City. Let's go to Montreal. Let's whatever. Most
I don't know if we need to do both in the same year.
I would be fine with
No.
flip flop and doing an
Just
international
because
race each year.
I
Go to
can't imagine the planning for the
two.
teams must be a nightmare.
Yeah, so do Mexico City again next year, then maybe do Canada 2 years in a row.
Or if you want to do Canada, do that one after Michigan.
Yeah, go to Montreal after Michigan because it's like a 4-hour ride.
Yeah.
No, it's longer than that.
Not a
That's-
40, but
Yeah, but I love this international push, but I don't love like Ben Kennedy. There's been hints of Brazil. Like, really, dude?
Too much.
Like, that's
And
too much.
I will say I 100% appreciated it being a points race
Yes,
and not some random exhibition
like Japan.
Mexico All-Star race kind of thing.
right, yeah.
It
like,
meant
it's-
more.
Yeah, it made it a legitimate race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you keep going with this slightly international flair, but I don't think we need to be shipping these cars in boats to Brazil.
We're not there yet.
No, we're not there yet. I understand the thought and I get the potential, but I just think that is
Start
such
small. Start with Canada. Start with Mexico. Take over North and Central America.
Yeah, look at how
then work your way.
Look at how much work had to go into getting to Mexico City, and that's on the same piece of land.
Yeah.
Imagine the bullshit trying to go do a street race in London or Brazil or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's too much.
We're not there logistically
No.
like F1 is.
No.
So. Cool. I think flying colors across the board.
I loved it. I thought it was
Yeah.
great.
Let's answer some questions,
Yeah,
shall we?
I tried to not be as negative this time because I had to eat my shoe at Chicago.
Sure did.
So I think it turned out great.
It really did. Better than I could have expected. So let's answer some questions. We got a good amount in the Instagram. So we'll start with Mr. Jet Daily with just amigo.
Yes. That was awesome.
Muy caliente.
It was remember when he won at Sonoma and they kept flashing to that one grandstand section where Daniel's Amigos were? That was
Yeah.
the whole grandstand this
was.
time. It was cool as hell.
I was kind of bummed he did it on Saturday because I was like, damn, that means he's definitely not going to win tomorrow.
Yeah.
Jed also makes comments about Moonrock, so we'll keep going. J. Steven Brooks with the Ricky and Carson rivalry heating up. Is there any other rivalries that y'all want?
Ooh.
Oh wow. Damn, I didn't even think of that. A
Ricky-
rivalry I want?
Ricky versus anyone international because that's
it's,
just funny.
It's tough because you never want a rivalry with one of your favorite drivers.
No.
Like when it was Larson and Hamlin going at each other, doing fucking throwing blows every other week. It's like every time it would hurt Larson. And it's like, I'm
Yeah.
sick of this. Or like when it was Ross
Yep.
and stuff like that. So it hurts your guy.
Yeah.
So I hate to like be like, oh, I hope Alex Bowman and Ryan Blaney get into a rivalry.
Yeah,
It's like, no.
No, I don't want that.
It's going to fucking suck for both sides of that.
Yeah.
SVG versus the toilet.
Oh, yeah, poor guy.
Apparently it happened
Like,
to
I would-
a few people.
I would love an SVG AJ rivalry.
Like that'd be awesome.
On
Just-
road courses, them two like
Beat the
Just-
snot out of each other.
just at their prime,
We
battling
saw
each
it
other would be
in
great.
the Xfinity race at Coda last year when we were there. They
Yeah.
were the class of the field,
Yeah.
and they were just trading haymakers back and forth. It was awesome.
I
I don't know about
yeah, I
a
don't know.
rivalry I'd want though. That's kind of hard.
call back to that. if we
Kyle
get
Busch versus winning a race.
one. Kyle Busch versus Victory Lane.
I miss you, Kyle. I'm sorry.
The most one-sided rivalry
Brad
ever.
Keselowski in the top 30 in points. He's 32nd in points.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, Sam Valley 95. He's complaining about CW because he couldn't get it in Detroit.
I've heard that.
CW has to get it together. It's not CW. It's whoever their local affiliate
Yep.
is.
Yep.
Blame
I
them.
know Harris Lou said that today too. Or Sunday. He said he's like, I picked a terrible day to go to some other town because I forget where he went, but he's like, their CW's not showing it.
Yeah. He has a couple other ones. So
on that though, real quick, CW needs to get with the times and just put the goddamn race on the app. How difficult is it?
yeah,
That bothers me.
which especially when you're having issues like this, you should just turn it on with
Just
the app.
put it on the
Especially
app.
because It's free too. So.
Why?
Also, shout out Ross in the booth this weekend for CW.
Oh, he did
It was
awesome.
Great job.
But I
Um,
just think they
yeah.
need to be on the app.
Well,
It's
I was
so
down.
stupid.
I was up by you and during practice qualifying and then Xfinity race, and I watched all of it.
Yep.
So I'm watching everything practice qualifying on the app, and then I'm like, "Well, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why isn't it working
Yeah.
anymore?" Like, oh,
That's
I gotta
like
go
I'm thinking
somewhere
about.
else.
I'm thinking about this weekend. I'm all excited if we have internet, have the race on the TV. We're not going to have the Xfinity race on the TV because it's not cable.
I can show you where to get that.
Oh, true. We could probably get a
I
stream.
got YouTube
maybe.
TV.
Oh yeah, we could probably do that.
Yeah.
we could probably cast it to the. It is a smart TV, so we
Yeah,
should be able
we'll
to
be good.
cast it. Okay.
Not
Not like we're going to be in there watching the race, but it is cool to have it on.
yeah, 100%. Does your TV have a hookup outside?
I don't think so.
thought it did.
I
Maybe that
think
was the
there
old one.
is a place to hook it up. It doesn't have like a mount or anything.
Oh, gotcha.
The old camper did. The old camper,
Yeah, I
I
was
could.
gonna say your old
The
camper.
old one I could pop. It had like this. It's a mount that it's like a V, and then it's.
Should we bring that then?
We could. We'll talk about it. The old camper had like a V, and then the back of the TV had the like you just slide it in. And you could pop it off the outside, and there was the mount on the out. You could pop it out the inside, and it was the same mount on the outside. You could slam
Got
it in
it,
that, but
got
the
it.
new one doesn't have that.
Well, they have the TV right next to us.
Yeah, that's true.
True. Yeah. True.
All right. Sam Valley 95. Gotta say, those kids with the national anthem killed it. Best one this year.
yeah,
they
they
were
did both.
fantastic.
They did
Yeah.
both days. I don't know if it was the sound design, like they had enough mics. Like I don't know what it was, but they killed both the anthems. Absolutely killed
Yeah,
it.
they did.
I thought it was cool. I don't know. I didn't see the cup race because I was fast forwarding. I know the Xfinity race. They had like the local fire department color guard, which was cool as hell. They had
Yeah.
like the big chrome helmets and the nice big axes. I was like,
Yeah.
that's sick. I love seeing international like stuff like that, like firefighters and
Yeah. Sam Valley 95 also asks, it's race week, boys. When does it feel real when it's your turn to go back to the track?
I was telling these guys earlier, and I think I said it in the off track. I mean, obviously we've been thinking about it for weeks now, but I think it hit me
We've been
when
thinking about it for 364
Yeah.
days.
no, less than that because it was in July last year. This was actually Loudon weekend last year. I had in my memories that we
All right,
dropped
you ruined my joke since we left.
the camper off at Loudon yesterday last year. So it was
Holy shit.
So it's been a year since Loudon, and we still have a long way to go. For me, it starts hitting when you're watching the race yesterday and you're getting the Prime Pocono commercials. And then at the end of the race, they do the flash forward to next week's schedule. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that TV schedule. Come be there watching it.
Yep.
Like that's when
Yep.
it starts hitting for me.
Yeah, as soon as the checkered flag flew, I was like, next time these things are fired back up, I'm going to hear it in person.
100%.
Anything to add, Norm?
No, I won't be in that mode until we're there.
Oh, I'm already there.
Like even like the drive down, I'm not like super hyped to the max. It's kind of like you get out of the truck and that's when I'm there.
when it hits me on the drive down is when, for us, when we go to Pocono, when we get off the highway. That last like 40 minutes,
Yeah.
then I'm like, remember the first
That
year?
last 40 minutes is the worst 40 minutes.
Remember the first year you guys were like, Dan's going to wreck the camper because I was hauling ass because I
you
was
were
like, just get me there.
ripping. That road that goes along the power lines.
I want to take a fun car on that road. That road
Yeah,
is
that road's
awesome.
cool.
And I hate it because every time we go on it, I'm in a fucking pickup truck with a house behind me.
Bro,
I want
my-
to do it in like my GTI.
My
like,
first year going down, I went by myself. I'm meeting a bunch of people I don't actually know.
you've only raced
I
with them
don't have
online.
I don't have anything physical to get me into the track. I need to meet Cohan for the first time outside the track to get me in. I was fucking shitting bricks going down that
Yeah.
road.
I
I'm
am
like,
all the way down
I'm gonna
here.
get murdered.
This is where I go to
Yeah,
die.
but for me, it's when we get off the highway and we start going on all those back roads and we go by like that lake with all the the village around it. We go through those small towns and I'm like, we're almost there.
It is
We are
a-
almost there.
Great transition to the next one.
Okay.
Because this person says, much excite has set in, and it's Ronan, H21.
Dude, Ronan's getting on a plane.
I'll be listening to this on the plane. Much excite has set in. Squashies are packed.
Let's go.
Can't-
Steve, you're going to be lucky if
Can't
any of those
wait.
make it back for you.
I know, right?
Well,
I'm
I'll save
just-
well,
some
he
for you.
might. He's gonna be in Colorado when we
Yeah.
get back, isn't he?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely not going to be any left for you.
No, I am just so excited. I'm so
I'm going to
happy.
put one in a Ziploc bag for you just so you can taste it.
More than I've
we'll
had already,
squash
so
it.
that's fine.
That is literally one of the things I'm most excited about is having Ronan there last year was so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited. And
Getting him to experience the track that way for his first time
Yeah.
was awesome.
Well,
to
For
see.
Now-
his Great American Getaway.
yeah,
dude.
but now
And if he comes next year, we'll be able to watch him experience that
Like
for
I
the
was
first
saying,
time too.
next year is a thing. We've already. This is legitimate, already on the books and everything.
Yeah,
Like, we
so-
are
Yeah,
going
yeah, we could
next
probably
year.
get Scotha next year too.
and we're gonna have it. We're
Yeah.
gonna have it even better this year because we're gonna get Ronan where we didn't have him last year.
In the butt.
No, no, we had that.
Oh, I didn't.
What?
We're getting Ronan. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're getting Ronan in the garage this year.
Yeah, garage.
So he's gonna be. He gets to experience kind of what we do. So that's gonna be. I felt bad last year because we couldn't. We waited too
Does
long.
he
and
know
it
to
was-
bring pant? Do you need pant for
No,
Pocono?
no, Pocono is shorts. They're
Pocono
fine.
shorts?
He needs shoes though. Well, he wears shoes. That's
Yeah,
just me. That's
that'll be
weird.
fine.
Blanca, do we get Ronan next week as a special guest? Yeah. When is he leaving?
Yeah, he'll be on the show.
He can have Steve's spot because Steve won't be here.
That's correct.
That's right. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that'll work.
I'll just take Steve's spot if you want him on the
If Steve was
on the
here,
podcast.
Steve would just lose a mic.
True.
Yeah, I just want to be talking.
True. We got to figure out a way to get Ronan in the shot. He can just sit on my
You're
lap.
fine.
Just you this rolling chair right there.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Put
He
it right
can
next to
sit on my
Noah.
lap.
You want him to sit on your lap.
Maybe.
What if there's a hole right behind you? He could sit back there and just rub your shoulders the whole
No,
time.
Perfect.
we'll get rid of the table
He can sit
and
crisscross
do like
and applesauce.
like an ottoman, and he'll just paint me like one of your French girls.
girls.
Nice.
Skothen,
like it.
you might be able to get me next year. Wedding is taking over everything. Oh, yeah. Jesus, we're like
yeah.
a month out from Skothen's
Yeah, I
wedding.
figured this year would be literally impossible, but next year,
Oh,
anniversary.
God. I thought my liver was going to have a break in July, but Corey's wedding's coming up.
Sure is.
Oh, no.
Sure is.
Gotta get my Ryan Priest bolo tie ready.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
I can't wait for them to
idea.
be. Does anyone object to this marriage and the three of us stand up? He's ours.
We're running train on him tonight.
I mean, wow. Pause.
His little train room.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Downriver
He can be
Diecast
the
has a
conductor.
couple. I'll be the caboose.
Yeah, you usually.
Downriver Diecast. Would any of you guys travel to an international NASCAR race? 100%.
What was it? Oh, international? I want
Yeah.
to go to Mexico next year. That looked fun as hell.
I'd go to Montreal. I don't think I'd go to Mexico.
I would do both.
I would go anywhere. I don't care. I love traveling. So let's go.
Anyone watched American Thunder NASCAR to Le Mans yet?
I wanted to bring this up in news and
I
I
have
forgot. It is awesome.
Don't tell me.
It's just I like it because it's one episode. It's like hour and a half long.
Oh.
Yeah,
no
it's not a
shit.
big, long,
It's a
drawn out
movie.
thing.
Well,
it's
that
a
sucks.
movie.
It's not a series.
No, I think it's great because they really pack it all in there in
I
an
think
hour and a
it
half.
started out really slow.
little bit.
I like when they pack it in.
The ending was awesome. Got me pretty hyped up.
Oh,
Watching the
man.
ending.
So cool.
It just makes you realize like we obviously saw all four of the drivers throughout the year getting ready for
Yeah.
it and stuff like that. But just to see like the camaraderie and brotherhood they got from that
yes.
was super cool. Like they were all, it was super important to everybody, every driver, every team member. Rick Hendrick for Jimmy to be in the final stint.
They
So
want.
it was-
Yeah, it was really
it was
cool.
super cool. Not enough Jordan Taylor.
Yeah, there was not enough. I loved these clip of him when they're testing, and Jordan Taylor has a T-shirt on in giant letters. It just says "Coach."
Because I think
Don't spoil it for me. Spoils it.
yeah,
it's one T-shirt.
the
You'll be
race was
fine.
2 years ago.
I'm so excited.
You probably know what happens.
Yeah.
Um,
Spoiler alert, the transmission breaks.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. You've seen everything.
Yeah, but I thought it was really cool, like because the beginning, like you said, it was a little slow, but it was cool because they're going through all the R&D and the testing and like the not Jensen Button, but the other guy, the other driver, I forget his name.
Rockefeller.
Yeah, Rockefeller.
Mike.
He's like, oh, actually Jensen too, but they were both like in the initial testing. They're like, this thing sucks. Like, Jensen was like, did I make a mistake signing up for this? Like, this thing sucks. We're gonna be awful. You know what I mean? Like, so it's cool
Yeah.
to see how they developed it
And
more
they-
and more.
The scene where where Jensen shows up for the first time
Yes.
and Rockefeller, Rocky, they kept calling him the entire time, which is the funniest nickname ever. He's like, Jensen just shows up and Rocky's sitting there talking to Chad Knaus and the team president,
Yeah.
team manager guy, I forget his name. And Jensen's like, hey, buddy. And Mike's like, oh, hey, dude, what's up? Oh, by the way, this is Jensen. Like, and they're like, oh, hi, Jensen. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you want to drive? He's like, yes, I
Yeah,
do.
sure. Like it's really
And
cool.
it's like
you gotta
the
watch
best group of dudes. It's like Jimmy Johnson, who's just cool old dad now. Jensen is just, he's never not been
it.
smiling.
He's awesome.
Rockefeller was super cool. And then Jordan, obviously, they didn't show him a bunch. I missed that they didn't. I understand.
Miller ones, right?
Yeah. So I'm hyped. I cannot believe I forgot about those. Thank you for reminding me.
Boom.
Dude, I would have been so bummed because I wouldn't have realized that until like the
Yeah,
next week.
that I was reminded of that.
To Suarez as a Mexican American myself.